And we are live. We are live. But I do have a call coming in from my job. So let me take this call. All right. My job was actually calling me, so I had to pick that call up. So big up to everybody in the stream. We're doing a watch along Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. So big up to everybody in the house, man. Nice to be back with the watch alongs this season. I did do a second half watch along for the game against what you call it there, United Brentford. So, I'm back. I'm back in the full swing of things where I'm gonna try to do watch alongs on Mondays and Tuesdays whenever I can. I have the game on my phone right about now. And all right, that kind of froze, I think. So let me get that going. All right, the game should start right now. And all right. I'm gonna take a look at the lineups and everything just now, but I'm a bit late because I was doing the review for this week. So I got that out the way, and I'm gonna be doing the watch along. Then after the watch along, we spend a little 20 minutes talk about the game, and I'll be done with my match week 2 work. Not really done, but you get the point. So I have to try to locate the game on the TV. So let me see if I could find the game on the TV somewhere, right? I think it might be on channel 5 or something, one of the lower channels for me. So let me see if I could find this thing. Let me see if I could find it on the TV because I don't want to actually use the phone. The screen is a bit too small. So big up, big up, big up to the boy Demo in the house. So look, what we're gonna do? Let's take a look at the lineups, man. Let's take a look at the lineups really quick. And I have not looked at the lineups yet. And for Liverpool, Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Not what? Not what? Okay. I did read that Joel Matip picked up an injury and Konate has been injured as well, but not Phillips at the back though. Wow. Woohoo! That don't look good. But who knows, man? Phillips usually does play well when he gets a chance. Van Dijk, Robertson, Harvey Elliott gets the start. Milner gets a start ahead of Henderson and the injured Thiago. Fabinho, Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, and Darwin Nunez ahead of Firmino. Wow, wow, wow. A lot of changes, a lot of chopping and changing there for Jurgen Klopp. I'm gonna stick to a Liverpool win, but the lineups look a little suspect, I gotta say. It look a little suspect. Liverpool on the attack, early attack for Liverpool, and start the game off brightly. As I'm still looking to bring the game on my TV here. Liverpool with the and it's a wild shot taken. Who is that? James Milner, who is part of the bad gang these days, with a wild shot over the goalie, and that was an early opportunity for Liverpool to take the lead. So the ball spraying around. Trent Alexander-Arnold into the box, not dealt with by the goalkeeper, and Milner, very well done to win that ball with a wild shot. If he had just, maybe, let me see if he had more time. Nah, he didn't have enough time, but maybe with a more deft shot, it could have been in the back of the net, though. But very, very good start to Liverpool there. You could see that they're playing with a lot more intensity than they did in the opening game against Fulham. A lot more intent as well, as 3 points is the mission and not one. So we have an injury here for Guaita, and that's not good because for Crystal Palace, as they've signed Sam Johnstone, they do have Jack Butland on the bench, I think. Let's just scroll onto the bench really quick. Let me see. John Stones is actually on the bench, and Butland did not make the bench. So John Stone is fit again. He might actually get called into action. So the Crystal Palace lineup reads Guaita, Nathaniel Klein, the former Liverpool man, Joel Ward, Joachim Anderson, Mark Guehi, Tyreek Mitchell, Wilf Zaha, Jeffrey Schlupp, New player, Ducori. I don't know his first name quite as yet. And Eberechi Eze with Jordan. Are you leading the charge? And no Mateta and no Hudson Edward from the start here for Patrick Vieira. Guys, you took a look at the respective bench. For Liverpool, Joe Gomez, Naby Keita, Adrian, Jordan Henderson dropped, basically dropped, I think. And I don't think this is tactical. This is you. Jordan Henderson was dropped. Constantino Simikas, Fabio Cavallo, Bobby Clark, a youngster, Stefan Bajcetic, another youngster, and Sepp Vandenberg making the cut as well. So Liverpool bench does not look as strong as it usually does, but they still have some quality on the bench, like Fabio Cavallo, Jordan Henderson, Simikas, Naby Keita, and Joe Gomez. And I think those would be the 5 substitutes if there's any substitutes at all, unless something is forced. But the Liverpool bench look light right now with a few injuries to guys like Diego Jota. The likes of Firmino doesn't even make the bench, so it seems like that may have been injury. And Oxlade Chamberlain comes to mind. Not Naby Keita, but Joel Matip and Ibrahima Konate, along with Thiago. So a lot of injuries there for Liverpool at the start of the season. So it's Liverpool again in attack. Fabinho sprays it out wide. And Salah in. Ooh, and it's grasped in the gracious grasp of Guaita, the Spaniard. So bright start for Liverpool in this game as they look to, make amends for that opening day draw. So I'm still trying to find a match on the TV. I might actually have to find it on the Mexican channel or something, because right now I won't be listening to the commentary either, but it's still okay. So I need a bigger screen here. I can't be looking at this little screen for the entirety of this watch along at all. And I can't believe this game is not on TV. Can't believe it's not on TV. It has to be on TV somewhere, It really has to be on TV, and I can't find it though. I could look it up and find out the channel that. Okay, I found it. It's channel 550 USA, and I got it. I got it. What is this going on here? Okay, I got it. So I'm actually a little behind on my phone. So it's 5 minutes, 28 minutes, 5 minutes, 28 seconds, and I'm up to par right now with the coverage. Okay. So yes. Let me see. I actually 5 minutes, 43 seconds. I'm at. The stream is ahead of mine. And now I might be way ahead of yours right now. So Virgil van Dijk being pursued by Jordan Ayew, the Ghanaian, who will be at the World Cup later on this year. Big up to everybody in the house, man. Make sure you guys do smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. We're doing back-to-back streams today. Very rare I do this, but, I had to so that I could have the evening to do my other business. So Crystal Palace lost it. Eberechi Eze as Liverpool look to go back into attack. Trent, long ball to Mo Salah, the danger man Salah, and he's being dealt with by the very, very talented Tyreek Mitchell. Won't be surprised if he moves on to, a bigger team in the future. Let's keep an eye on that. But Zaha versus Trent would be a very good battle. And Nat Phillips, takes care of Zaha early on in the game. So ball goes forward. Darwin Nunez, a new man from Benfica. He gets it. See what he got in terms of trickery. Darwin Nunez sprays it out wide to Mo Salah. He collects. Tyreek Mitchell in pursuit. Salah puts it over to Harvey Elliott, and he gets the ball stolen from him. Good work, tracking back by Eze, and he sprays it all the way back to the big man, Virgil van Dijk. Nat Phillips now. Nathaniel Phillips to Fabinho. Liverpool playing with a lot of intensity. He sprays it out wide to Salah, Salah is playing very, very wide right about now. Liverpool are set up very, very wide, as we could we could all witness, and that is to just exploit Crystal Palace down the wings. But look, Tyreek Mitchell versus Salah is going to be a very good battle. And over on the other side, Luis Diaz versus the former Liverpool man, Nathaniel Klein, who's not as quick as he used to be, is also going to be another good battle. Van Dijk, I think, he could manage Ayew pretty good. But the battle that we really got to keep an eye on is Trent versus Zaha. That one is going to heat up very, very soon. So Fabinho over to Robertson. He chooses to go back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk plays it really long and not too long. Well done by Trent Alexander-Arnold. He puts it into the box. It gets laid off. Harvey Elliott goes past one and he gets a shot and it's well blocked by the Crystal Palace defender. And Elliott on the ground sprays it over to Fabinho. Liverpool playing with a lot of intensity. It goes up and it's a great opportunity by Darwin Núñez and it's put over the crossbar. And Liverpool missing a great opportunity to open the scoring there. Very good football, I gotta say. First from Trent and then Harvey Elliott. But the block, though, the big block. Who is this? By Joachim Andersen. That was going right into the back of the net, man. And then Fabinho sprayed it over to Trent again, who's looking very dangerous. And Darwin Núñez. Oh, that's a big miss. That is a huge miss. That is a huge miss. That is a huge miss. Wow. Darwin Núñez had to sink that into the back of the net. Let's see if, that's going to be talked about as much as the Erling Haaland miss, because that was also another very, 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 very big miss. So big up to everybody, guys. My stream is now on 9 minutes, 18 seconds. All right. So I'm ahead of some people and I'm actually behind some people as well. That is how it works. So if there's anybody watching from the More Dominic Rich FC channel, big up to you guys. And for those of you guys watching from the main channel, appreciate you tuning in as well. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Liverpool corner, and it's dealt with. Zaha cleans up, but it goes right back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is the only one who stayed back. Milner sprays it up wide to Robertson. Luis Diaz back to Robertson, and it's squared, but too long, and Harvey Elliott looks to rope it in, and he does. Fabinho puts it right back into the box, and Crystal Palace is being put under a lot of pressure from the first 10 minutes of the game here. Salah gets it, but Crystal Palace equal to the task so far. Tyreek Mitchell slams it into Fabinho, and it goes out for a Palace throw-in. So 10 minutes navigated, by Crystal Palace, but I have to say, Liverpool should have actually scored. Liverpool should have scored a goal in this game already. I have to say that chance by Darwin Núñez should have actually been put into the back of the net. That would have been a spectacular goal after a very good build-up. So my new man there, and let me just get the new man name. I'm running blank on his name, but Zaha attacking right now. He sprays it over to Tyreek Mitchell, who puts it into the box, and it's dealt with by James Milner, tracking back, and it goes up to the forward Núñez, and Salah tries to find Luis Diaz. He does find him. A little work by the Colombian, and Nathaniel Klein has some work to do here. So Klein in pursuit of Diaz. He's not closing him down well enough. Jordan, are you helping out behind as well? And that player is Doucouré, and his name is Cheikh Doucouré. Okay. Cheikh Doucouré has a lot of checking to do today as he checks into the Premier League. So Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 0 as we speak. Let me just refresh that so we got a score line going. And it's well poised. 0-0. So guys, tell a friend that I'm live. I know I was supposed to start a bit earlier, but I had another live stream going on. I had to do that review. So the Liverpool review part of this week would be done after this match. So just stay tuned for the match review. Liverpool Crystal Palace, and the Liverpool fans would be hoping that they make amends with a win. So far it's 0-0. Not the scoreline that Jurgen Klopp wants, but so far Patrick Vieira's men have dealt with the few attacks from Liverpool. It goes in, and Milner's touch goes out for a goal kick. So let's see how long Milner lasts in this game. You know what I mean? He's about 36 years old these days, if I'm not mistaken. And 36 or 37 these days. I think he's 36 these days. Let's just clarify that for James Milner, his age. These days, Milner is 36. He's 36 these days. And he does not have a lot of miles in his legs like he did during his time at Leeds and Aston Villa. even his time as a Newcastle United, a Man City player, he's been a journeyman of some sort, but he's always found himself playing at some top clubs throughout his career. So it's 0-0 so far, 13th minute. Fabinho in the bright orange boots, plays it over to Luis Diaz, who's in lime green. That's a nice way to differentiate the players. Trent is wearing that nice orange as well. And the Liverpool players are quite distinguishable as well. Nat Phillips coming in for Joel Matip, plays it long and in the grateful grasp of Guaita, the Spaniard. So let's see how Liverpool fares with Nat Phillips in their defense. And they're choosing to keep him as a part of their squad this season, not sending him out on loan. And Crystal Palace goes long and it goes all the way back to Alisson Becker, who hasn't had much to do in the game so far. So Fabinho for Liverpool playing in their bright white kit with the bright red home kit. I don't know why I said white, with the white lettering. I don't know what I was thinking there. But Nat Phillips, number 47, like Phil Foden, goes all the way to Harvey Elliott coming into this match for the injured Thiago, or maybe for Henderson. Fabinho goes long. Liverpool are looking to play those long balls behind the Crystal Palace defense. Nunez tries to square it to Luis Diaz, fellow South American, but instead plays it straight to Guaita. So that's Liverpool's tactics so far. They're looking to just play those long balls in behind for the runs of Diaz and Nunez, who has a lot of pace. Salah as well, who has a lot of pace. Crosses into the box as well from the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson. Liverpool got to be very, very careful as well, as they're playing some very attacking football as well. And they don't want to get counter-attacked by Crystal Palace, because we know Palace are a team. They would play very compact. They would play very deep in their own half to just keep you out. And on the breakaway, through a guy like Wilf Zaha, they could be very, very deadly. So Ward getting a rare run out today. I haven't seen Joel Ward in the Crystal Palace team for some time, and he starts today in a three-prong centre-back partnership there between him, Mark Guehi, the former Chelsea youngster, and Joachim Andersen, the very talented Danish international, along with Klein and Tyreek Mitchell over on the wings. So very, very defensive setup. And it's only right. It's only right because you're playing Liverpool, who's going to have most of the ball, who's going to play high intensity, who's going to be coming at you for the entire 90 minutes. So the chances for Palace are going to be few and far in between, you know. So it's a high boot protest there on the Liverpool player by Jordan Ayew, but he has to get up. Fabinho sprays it over to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has started the game very, very brightly. 16th minute of this affair between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, where Liverpool guys have been getting the better of Crystal Palace across, I think, the last 10 meetings between the two teams. And the season before last, they even smashed Palace 7-0. Long ball, as I mentioned, played in behind, and the shot attempted, blocked. And could be an appeal for handball here. Luis Diaz still with it. Shot attempted, and Guaita picks it out of the air, and Luis Diaz is appealing for handball. VAR might get involved here, but I think there's nothing doing as play continues. But I did mention the plan for Liverpool is to play those balls behind a very highish Crystal Palace defense, players running behind, and look to just exploit that weakness there. But the players were able to keep Liverpool at bay. But Luis Diaz looking very, very, very bright. Nothing given for that. Eberechi Eze, former QPR man, looked to spring Crystal Palace forward in Zaha, but not Phillips mops up. So that is what Crystal Palace are going to look to do. They're going to look to counter with those long balls down to Zaha and Jordan Ayew, who's going to be isolated for most of the game anyways, but still, it could be that out ball that could catch Liverpool slipping. So Liverpool in attack now. Van Dijk sprays it over to Andy Robertson. Luis Diaz looking very, very, very bright in the game so far. Attempts to pass it to Nunez, and he fails to do so. Zaha in attack. And what about to Eze, who looks offside though? He goes in behind. Eze sprays it, and it's saved by Allison, but the flag goes up eventually, and Van Dijk is screaming at the linesman why he didn't put up the flag. But if Eze had actually timed this run a little better, just stay behind a little bit longer. The space was there, and look there. Trent Alexander-Arnold was the player running behind. So if he had timed his run properly and get to score that goal, Trent would have been under the microscope once again. So, like I mentioned, Trent Alexander-Arnold in defense, I don't think he's the best. He's definitely not the best, but Liverpool fans would say otherwise. But in attack, exquisite player. But I did mention this is how Crystal Palace are going to catch Liverpool sleeping and get in behind, and they almost did. So that's early warning shots there by the likes of Zaha and Eberechi Eze. Big up to everybody watching the live stream right about now. First watch along, official watch along of the season, and I'll do another one next week for the United game. So this should be a goal kick for Crystal Palace as that came off Luis Diaz last, but let's see what the referee actually give. Did he give a goal kick or not? So Joel Ward is actually the captain today in place of Luka Milivojevic, who's usually the captain, but he's been on the bench lately. And Joel Ward plays it long in attempt to pick out Jordan Ayew, the Ghanaian, number 9, but it's headed out by Andy Robertson. So Klein with the ball. Former Liverpool man Klein with the ball. And his Liverpool career could have been a lot better if it wasn't for that long injury layoff he had. So Ayew headed over to Zaha, but Nat Phillips at the back mops up. Darwin Núñez in pursuit, but Joel Ward did well enough to put him off as Zaha missed that potential long ball that fell nicely to Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool look to go back into attack. Trent Alexander-Arnold back to Fabinho, who plays it to Phillips. Phillips long to Robertson. Liverpool are looking to go forward now, but instead goes all the way back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk, long ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Precision stuff. One time attempt, but gives it away, and Crystal Palace defender gives it right back. So Harvey Elliott in the midfield. Fabinho sprays it out wide. Andy Robertson, number 26. Luis Diaz as Jordan Ayew looks to be, in pursuit of him. Very annoying, helping out his defense. Liverpool with a sustained, period of possession there. Goes forward. Very good ball by Nat Phillips. Salah squares, and it's dealt with by Joachim Andersen. Missed kick by Tyreek Mitchell. Back to Liverpool. Back to Salah. Trent Alexander-Arnold left foot in. And it's an opportunity, but well dealt with and cleared away by the aforementioned Jordan Ayew, who's playing in defense for most of the game so far, as Crystal Palace are being penned in by Liverpool, who look desperate to pick up 3 points after their exploits against Fulham on match day 1. So big up to the Dragon of the West, who said Liverpool have dropped off, unfortunately. The awesome BLE say will be watch along for other leagues this season. I am going to attempt to do that. I am definitely going to attempt to do that. Liverpool in attack. Andy Robertson. We have, ball given away by Harvey Elliott, and Zaha loses the ball as well as he looked to counter-attack. But yes, I'm going to look to do some watch-alongs for the other leagues, Champions League as well, on Tuesdays, but only on Mondays and Tuesdays I'm available to do watch-alongs, unfortunately. Those are the days that I'm actually off from work. And, the fact that my wife and I have the same days off is very good so that I could do watch-alongs at least, Liverpool attack! Oh, and it's an opportunity there for the number 11, Mo Salah, and his one-time shot was put wide. And that was a great opportunity for Liverpool to open the scoring. Very, very slick team play. And Trent Alexander-Arnold with the ball in. The first time opportunity there, Salah failed to beat Guaita at his near post. Maybe he had more time. Maybe he could have collected and maneuvered a bit more, but wasn't able to do so. So big up to everybody in the stream, man. Dom, do you think Dinamo Zagreb and Crvena Zvezda can both qualify for the UCL group stage? I'm looking to do the predictions tonight. I was supposed to actually do them last night, but because of I had a power outage at my house, guys. No power coming in, no power whatsoever. It wasn't a breaker or fuse or nothing. There was just absolutely no power coming into the house, and I had to get that dealt with, and I wasn't able to do the live stream. I could have went outside and did it from my phone, but I didn't want to do that. I really didn't want to do that. You know, I don't want to mess with the quality too much, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, tonight I'm going to look to do the Champions League predictions with my boy Steve Mahalan. With that being said, let me shoot Steve a message on Twitter, okay? So he actually hit me up. Hey, bro, so tonight we're doing the video? Yes, we are. I'm saying 9:30. Liverpool with the ball. Milner to Luis Diaz as Crystal Palace, look to close down. The pressing game has been very good. And a long shot taken from Virgil van Dijk, and it goes out for a goal kick. So, yeah. So, let him know sorry about last night as well. It's good to have manners, you know what I'm saying? Last night got my power back. So Steve and I have been doing these Champions League predictions and reactions and the analysis of the preliminaries. So appreciate him doing that with me. Could have done it myself, but it's better to have a buddy to bounce things back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. So Liverpool in pursuit. Mo Salah, number 11, the Egyptian king, sprays it in off outside of his left foot, and he gets it back. He's going to look to hit it from distance. He sprays it out wide, this time to Milner, and it goes gratefully into the hands of Guaita, Vicente Guaita, the man from Spain. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So Crystal Palace doing well so far. 25 minutes, no goals conceded, and they haven't threatened in terms of breaching the Liverpool defense. And could they do that right now? Van Dijk mops up and it goes all the way back to Alisson for a rare touch. He sprays it to his fellow Brazilian Fabinho in the midfield. Both players should be at the World Cup this year with Brazil. Robertson won't be there with Scotland, unfortunately, and Luis Diaz, unfortunately, won't be there with Colombia either. He's fouled as Liverpool get a free kick in the middle of the field. So, yeah. Ball goes out to Salah. Quick pass attempt there to Harvey Elliott. Good work rate by Elliott to retrieve that ball, and he sprays it out wide to Andy Robertson. Robertson goes back in the middle to Fabinho. Fabinho goes long to Mo Salah, but that ball is well dealt with by Tyreek Mitchell as Eze is being wrestled by James Milner, and the ball goes out. And that looks like a Crystal Palace stroke, but Liverpool gets it back. Darwin Núñez coming deep for the ball, and he's fouled. He is fouled. So, who else we have in here? Eldon in the house. Big up to Eldon, who's saying Atletico winning 3-0, Morata brace, and Griezmann goal. So, Morata is back at Atletico Madrid after his loan stint at Juventus. So, big up to Palomo, Elias, everybody in here. Liverpool in attack right now. Luis Diaz goes back to James Milner. Was it the right decision to start Milner? So far, so good. Darwin Núñez, Harvey Elliott, and Crystal Palace have done so well to close down Liverpool. Every time they go forward and they have an opening, there's always a Crystal Palace player that just pops up. And the one thing that we have to mention about Crystal Palace and their players, though, they are very, very robust. They have a lot of pace and stamina. If you look around the field, you see exactly what I'm talking about. So that's something that we have to keep an eye on. And Crystal Palace have definitely frustrated Man City in the past, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. And let's see if they'll frustrate Liverpool or continue to frustrate them in this match day 2 fixture. So Salah gets it. Salah in the bright lime green boots. He plays it over to Núñez, and he goes down, maybe attempting to win a free kick. Zaha in pursuit, but Nat Phillips, number 47, mops up but put it out for a throw. So Crystal Palace in, rare territory in Liverpool's half of the field right now. So they will look to keep the ball there for about the next 3 to 4 minutes to keep some pressure off their defense. Zaha in pursuit. Ebericha Eze sprays it way over to Nathaniel Klein. He goes into the box and it's dealt with by Fabinho. Oh, and it was almost a mistake by James Milner, but Alisson came out and dealt with it. So Luis Diaz gives it away. Joachim Anderson, ball won back, and it's a foul. Ball won by Darwin Núñez, but Joachim Anderson, the Dane, fouled as maybe he's looking to get a yellow card for Darwin Núñez, who's deep helping out in defense. So far, so good. If you're a Crystal Palace fan, if you are a Liverpool fan, you must be like on the edge of your seat, hoping and praying for a goal right now, because Liverpool needs a goal to just quell those nerves and to get into the swing of things, where on match day 1, a very, unlikely draw against Fulham. Well, you might say that, but Fulham did not lose against Liverpool in the last time they were in the Premier League. So number 3 plays it down and it's played across the box and it's dealt with. Some of these Crystal Palace players are very hard to recognize. I have to say the Chet Doucouré player, he's wearing number 28. Number 6 is Guehi, so I have to just learn those numbers, because few of these players look the same from that, bird's eye kind of view, So Harvey Elliott's going forward. He sprays it to Trent. Trent gets it. He swivels and he plays a brilliant ball over. And that is headed by Mo Salah straight into the arms of Vicente Guaita. And that should have been a goal. That was a very, very good move by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And what a run by Salah. He had to score that. And he had to put that in the corner there. But he put it in the middle. And that was straight to Guaita though. So poor finishing so far by Liverpool, I have to say. And not taking their chances, not making use of those opportunities. You check the stats right now in the game. 77% of the ball for Liverpool so far. 77% win probability. That's a wrong stat I'm giving you. But 75% possession, only 25% for Crystal Palace. 11 shots so far at goal for Liverpool, only 2 on target. Okay? No shots on goal for Crystal Palace. Alisson haven't had anything to do in terms of defensive work, and Crystal Palace hardly have touched the ball so far in the game. Only 79 passes, 79 touches so far in the match. So with only 60% pass completion. Another Liverpool attack and a brilliant header there, leaping header by who it looks like that was Joel Ward to keep that ball out. Chet Doucouré. Who is that? Yeah, that's definitely Chet Doucouré, number 28. He loses the ball and gives it back to Nat Phillips as he looked to go forward and, carry the ball long, but he should have passed the ball already. Trent Alexander-Arnold goes to number 19, Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott goes back to Nat Phillips, who's starting this game in place of Joel Matip, injured between the last game and this game. Andy Robertson. Back to Virgil van Dijk. Fabinho, back to Nat Phillips. So the passing is very good by Liverpool. They've been effective going forward without troubling the score, but they've looked good. I got to say they've looked better than the Fulham match. So Harvey Elliott, cheeky, finds Salah. Salah doing very well, swiveling, and the ball is dealt with, mopped up by Joachim Anderson, keeping his poise. Eze, what a dribble to go past Fabinho. What a ball to Zaha. Is he onside? Zaha goes in behind. Zaha, and Alisson is beaten. And does the flag go up? It does. Does it go up? It does not go up. It's a goal by Crystal Palace. It is a goal by Crystal Palace. Jurgen Klopp looks on in dismay, in surprise, in awe. And I'm surprised as well, because I've just been talking about Crystal Palace have absolutely none of this ball. 79 touches compared to Liverpool's 250 touches. And look at that play by Eze. Oh, it's onside and it's a goal. What a run by Wilf Zaha. Oh my goodness. And what a shot to beat Alisson Becker. Perfect strike. And Palace a 1-0 up against Liverpool. I can't believe this. As a Man City fan, I'm loving it, of course, but I can't believe this, though. I predicted Liverpool to win this game 3-1. So it means that Liverpool has to respond and they got to do it right now. Vieira punches the air. The only manager that I've met, the only Premier League manager that I've met, he punches the air. And Crystal Palace, an unlikely goal against the run of play against the mighty, mighty Liverpool. Zaha, former Manchester United player as well, will be loving it. I don't think he has any loyalties to United anymore. But what a goal, though. What a goal. Very, very brilliant football, you got to say. And it's now the water break. That should have been taken a bit earlier. But Liverpool on the back foot right now after being on the front foot for most of the games. What are you guys saying about the match so far? What a goal by Crystal Palace. And Tyreek Mitchell seems like he have a little bit of problem right now with his hamstring. And they'll need him fit because he's really risen last season. And, I think he's telling them that he's okay. But he has to be very, very careful because he's going to be doing a lot of running down the wings because you got to be dealing with Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. So what a game. What a game we've had so far. What a game we've had so far. Crystal Palace, right, have lost the last 10 games against Liverpool. You heard it right. You heard it right. They've lost their last 10 matches. I'm not making this up, right? I cannot make this up even if I wanted to. They've lost their last 10 games. And they've only scored a handful of goals in those games. And that's only 4 goals compared to about 20-something by Liverpool, right? They've recently lost 7-0, 2-0, 3-0, and 3-1 last season. And they've taken the lead. Very unlikely lead against the runner players. Play restarted. Darwin Núñez from distance. And it goes wide. That looks a bit desperate, a bit speculative from the Uruguayan international, formerly of Benfica there. As Crystal Palace lead the game 1-0. Oh boy. I know people might be coming in here saying, Dom, you sound a bit excited right now. I've been excited. I've been excited for this game. I've been excited. It's Premier League football. I'm a football fan. Whether Liverpool are winning or losing or whatever, you'll hear the same excitement in my voice. It's still very, very early. And big up to the awesome BLE for coming in with some outside scores. 2-0 for Juventus. Vlahovic with the goal. Serbian international there. Klein on the attack. And Klein looking to pull that ball back. Crystal Palace gets it. And Jordan Ayew goes to ground, but no foul given. Still no foul given. And Fabinho sprays it back. Zaha in pursuit. But Milner mops up as Liverpool looks to equalize in this game against Crystal Palace. As I mentioned, Liverpool cannot afford to lose this game. They cannot afford to lose nor draw this game. I know it's still very early, but when you look at City, you look at Arsenal having 6 points. You can't be playing catch-up, whether it's early or whenever. Trent Alexander-Arnold with a shot and body on the line. Shot again, body on the line. Another opportunity. Crystal Palace player ever present there, and that's Joel Ward, I think, playing it captain today. Definitely Joel Ward putting his body on the line. Every Crystal Palace player giving it 150%. So we have Fabinho, who was, oh my God, Fabinho had his soul literally taken from him by Eberechi Eze. You got to give Eze a lot of credit for that take and that dribble. And they could be on the attack again. Will Zaha played in. Nat Phillips in pursuit. Eze making a run. Zaha, he's looking to pick out a player. He picks out Chet Lucori, the new man, and he's going to take a shot, and it goes way over the crossbar. He should have actually went another route, maybe pick out another player or put his body over the ball a little bit more. He lay back a little bit for that one, and it went over. But Crystal Palace are looking dangerous, and I have to say, if Palace scores another, look, I'm afraid to say that Liverpool won't come back from 2-0 down to win. So Zaha again. Zaha versus Nat Phillips. Zaha! Oh, and it's a tame shot straight to Alisson Becker. And Zaha must be ruined, not taking that brilliant opportunity, even though he did not have a lot of space to take that shot. So James Milner, Liverpool on the attack again. Very good ball played in by the Scotsman Robertson as Darwin Núñez protests a penalty. But come on, that's definitely never going to be a penalty there. So good football. Doucouré to Klein. Klein back to Anderson. Ball given away by Anderson, however. And Harvey Elliott goes back to Trent, who's definitely playing a midfield role right now. Luis Diaz goes up to try to get that ball, and it goes out to Klein, who keeps it in play. And that's not a foul. That looks like a foul on Jordan Ayew by Robertson, not given. Milner with the ball in, and Guaita takes it in his grasp. Eze. Oh, and Eze gets it snatched away by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it goes right back to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace getting into this game more and more as the half progresses, as we get closer to the halftime break. They would want to take this lead into the second half. Tyreek Mitchell with the ball played, and it's a bit too long as sweeper keeper Alisson runs out to get it. Zaha is looking dangerous, playing on the shoulder of those Liverpool defenders, man. And that is exactly what he did for that first goal that was set up brilliantly by Eberiche Eze. I have to say, Eze, you know, who was injured last season. This is his third season at Crystal Palace. Last season, he was injured for the most part. But I think he came in January of the season before last, and he looked good. And then, I might be wrong about the January signing, but that turn and the swivel, oh my God, Fabinho. Jesus Lord. Jurgen Klopp looks a worried figure right about now. But if you have quality in your team, you don't need to worry. You just need to go back to the drawing board to get back into this game. You know what I mean? Keep things simple. As the ball gets taken away by Luis Diaz, not keeping things simple, and the whistle goes. The whistle goes for, and it's a yellow card for the foul on Luis Diaz, it seems. Let me see. I thought it was a turnover, but it was actually a foul, and that's by... Oh, no! That was actually a foul by Luis Diaz on Jordan Ayew for the shirt pull. So the play was stopped, and thankfully for Crystal Palace, because Zaha was was crowded out there. So Nathaniel Klein, former Liverpool man, check Doucouré, the new man. What a ball to Zaha! This could be a second! And Alisson, being a sweeper keeper, coming out very, very smartly to close that down. But what a ball by Chet Doucouré, the new man. What a ball. And Zaha was onside. Wow. Crystal Palace almost going 2-0 up. That touch, that second touch by Zaha was a bit heavy. And that's why he wasn't able to get the ball under control to chip Alisson Becker, who made a very, very smart save nevertheless, though. So Liverpool on the back foot after playing the first 30 minutes of the game, you know, in command. They were in command with the chances, and as soon as Crystal Palace scored, the last 8 minutes have belonged to the team playing in white, Crystal Palace. Eze with the corner. Eze, and it's dealt with there by Nat Phillips with his height. Liverpool look to counter. Salah gets a heavy touch, and that counter attack breaks down, and the ball is played right back to Alisson Becker, who's looked to restart the play very, very quickly through Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool would do very well with a goal before the halftime break, as it'll give them a good psychological edge to go on to win it in the second. Nat Phillips sprays it over to James Milner. Milner plays it long, and it's dealt with by Joachim Anderson. Anderson gives it to number 6 player there, and that's Guehi, who was done in the captain armband for some time there, but maybe he's not the club captain. I think the club captain might still be Milivojevic, and it's Joel Ward today. So Nat Phillips, back to Virgil van Dijk. Nat Phillips over to Trent Alexander-Arnold. They need some of his magic right about now. Fabinho, who is touted as the best defensive midfielder in the world, but I beg to differ. You know, Rodri has definitely risen above Fabinho these days, and Salah is dispossessed by Mark Guehi, who Chelsea is probably saying, look at how much money we're looking to fork out for centre backs, and we had players like Mark Guehi in our ranks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Chelsea have made some horrible mistakes in a transfer window, and they've been doing it for a very, very long time. You look at Kevin De Bruyne, you look at Mo Salah, you know what I'm saying? Like Chelsea, I don't know, man. I really don't know what they be thinking sometimes with some of these transfers. So Guaita plays it long. No passing off from the back to give the ball away and make mistakes. We have Jordan Ayew. This could be a dangerous play. And what a ball played up, but not Phillips with his height. Deals with it. A little better ball to Zaha would have teed him up. It would have been a assist on a golden platter there for the second goal, but not a very good distribution there by Jordan Ayew. So very good ball by Trent. Plays in behind. Salah. First time. And what a freaking shot by but that was Harvey Elliott. A really good attack to Guaita. And Anderson and Guaita had some miscommunication there. And that would have been a spectacular goal if it had went in to the back of the net. But Harvey Elliott with a good header, but not well directed. And Guaita is saying to Anderson, you should have just left it for me. But I think Anderson did the right thing. So a corner for Liverpool. And they are actually... All right, Trent brings it in and it's dealt with. So zonally, they were basically attacking it zonally. And, Crystal Palace not really man marking for that one. And it was well dealt with by the Palace defender. Elliott, deep, plays it to Fabinho, who was already dribbled past for that first goal by Eberechi Eze to Zaha. Andy Robertson sprays it over to the veteran Milner. And Milner gives it right back. Very good work by Crystal Palace, but they give the ball back to Liverpool, to Van Dijk. Fabinho playing with some intensity. Sprays it over to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold gives it to Harvey Elliott. Back to Fabinho. Back to Nat Phillips. Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool have already conceded 3 goals in 2 matches. 1.5 matches, I should say, this season. And that's very uncharacteristic of the Reds. And that's yet another game where Alisson won't get a clean sheet. So Edison leading the charge in terms of the clean sheet. And there might be another player too, another goalkeeper in terms of the clean sheet race. So Fabinho, one-touch football by Liverpool and dispossessed once again by Jeffrey Schlupp, who's, been under the radar so far, but very good work by the former Leicester City midfielder there. So Nat Phillips plays it in, and the ball given right back to Crystal Palace. Well dealt with. And Virgil van Dijk gets it with only 2.5 minutes to go before the first half whistle is blown. And Liverpool are actually chasing this game, a game where they look to be in command for about 30 minutes. But I think, they weren't clinical enough and did not take their chances. They had about 11 shots or so in the first 30 minutes or even more. But Crystal Palace didn't have a single shot. They scored with their first and only shot, I think, of the game. I think they have 2 shots now in the game where now they have 4 shots, 3 on target. So Crystal Palace have been a lot better, a lot more clinical, where Liverpool 15 shots, 3 on target. That's not very, very good at all. You know what I'm saying? That is very, very, very poor. So they put it in less than 20% of their shots on target. So Crystal Palace doing very well in the opening half to repel the Liverpool attacks. And that's another one repelled. Tyreek Mitchell, Fabinho, number 3. And Crystal Palace gets it back, but it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. If you're now tuning in, yes, the score is right. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 0. And I did mention if Liverpool drop points in this game, it will not be the right way to start the season at all, considering, finishing 1 point behind City last season, looking to do one better than they did by winning the title, something they've done in the past. Ball comes in and it's dealt with again by Crystal Palace. Something they've done in the past. This would be one of the worst starts, possible. When you think of coming in to challenge for a title, you want to start off well with either 4 points or with either 6 points, not 2. You see what I'm saying? Not 2 or 1. And right now, Liverpool has 1 point in 1.5 games. They have to equalize. They got to go ahead. And this could be it. No, it's put out for a corner, but possible foul in the build-up there. not given. Mark Guehi doing a very, very good job there in defense. So Mark Guehi and Tyreek Mitchell marshalling Mo Salah and the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold very, very well over on the left-hand side there. If you take a look at this Crystal Palace setup, guys, look, very robust in the midfield there. Not a lot of creativity right there, right? With Schlupp and Doucouré. But Eze gives you that. Corner comes in, and it goes on the head of Nat Phillips, who won the first ball, and it's dealt with. The second ball is dealt with by Crystal Palace, and an opportunity here, and it's a goal! Whoa! It's hit the post, it seems. Opportunity still, and Van Dijk misses his kick. It is actually a goal. It is actually a goal, it seems, for... Is it a goal? I think it's a goal. I think the referee made... Let me see what happened here. Is it a goal for Liverpool? Darwin Núñez? No, it's not. It is not. It hit the post. It hit the post, and it might be a foul. What is this? Yeah, it might be a foul for Crystal Palace. But it was actually some great work by Chet Doucouré for putting off Darwin Núñez there, because the opportunity was there for Darwin Núñez to actually put that into the back of the net, and Chet Doucouré sliding in with the last-minute heroics to put Darwin Núñez off his game, and he scuffed a shot that ended up hitting the freaking upright, and it was dealt with. Very, very scrappy stuff, and the first half is won by Crystal Palace. Wilf Zaha, who was actually looking over at the linesman to see if the flag was going to go up, but he timed that run very, 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 very well. And we have a game on our hands. We have a very, very good game on our hands here as Crystal Palace lead Liverpool 1-0. This is actually very, 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 very shocking. This is shocking. No disrespect to Crystal Palace, though, but this is shocking stuff. This is shocking stuff. Okay? This is shocking. Let's see what the win probability looks like for Liverpool now. Let's go big expanded view right here. It's halftime. Got 40. We got about an hour left in this live stream watch along where I'll do the second half of, well, not an hour, but we got about 75 minutes or so before we call it a day. But the first half went by pretty fast. But so far, guys, Wilf Zaha in the 32nd minute, set up by Eberechi Eze for the only goal of the game against the runner play. They were pending. They were under pressure for the entire first 30 minutes of the game. And I was talking about how Crystal Palace are dangerous on the counter, and that's the way they play most of the times. They'll be compact. They'll defend. They don't mind playing the game with least amount of the ball. And when they get the opportunity through Zaha and the likes of Eze, and, if Mateta or Hudson Edward is on the field, and or Jordan Ayew, to a lesser extent, they will and could punish you. And that is exactly what happened in this game. Liverpool caught on the counter-attack, and it was a good retrieval there by Joachim Andersen, and the goalkeeper just restarted things. And Eze, what Eze did to Fabinho will be talked about for the remainder of the season. I have to just put it out there. This will be talked about for the remainder of the season. The Eze, if Eze is not actually trending on Twitter right now, I'll be surprised. They gotta be Eze trend. Darwin Núñez is actually trending on Twitter right about now. Darwin Núñez, I don't know what he's trending for, but let's actually find out what Darwin Núñez is trending for. Could it be the missed chances? Because he did get an opportunity early on in the game that he scuffed, and then he had another opportunity there, which was almost the last kick of the game, and he scuffed it again. And to be fair to him, he was put off by Doucouré. So Jurgen Klopp seemed irritated by one line of questioning ahead of the meeting with Crystal Palace. So it's probably a Darwin Núñez question there. But let's see what's going on here. A first appearance at Liverpool in Liverpool red at Anfield for Darwin Núñez. So this is his home debut as well. So how did that stay out, says James Pearce. Núñez hits the far post. And I think James Pearce is actually leaving out a lot of information here, that the shot was scuffed, you know what I'm saying? And it was not hit cleanly. So Darwin Nunez could have done a lot better. If I'm hearing, if I'm being honest, I saw hair in here, Darwin hair in Darwin hair in Nunez tonight after the ball deflects him and goes into top bins. Yeah, but anyways, I don't know why he's trending. Maybe because it's his first start at Liverpool so far. That's all I'm seeing here. That the Liverpool fans are excited that Darwin Nunez is making his first home start. I don't know. Okay, we have something here. This Nunez is our new Werner. Okay, how Darwin Nunez became one of Europe's top strikers. Okay, so there's some positives and some negatives to take away from the Nunez experience in the first half there as well. So what are you guys saying in the chat? Big up to everybody in the chat here, man. Pacharis and Dom, do you think it might be the Mane curse? Well, Sadio Mane is doing his thing at Bayern Munich. I did watch the Bayern Munich game yesterday where they went on to beat Wolfsburg. Mane had a goal that almost went over the line, I think, and he was unlucky not to score. And Adnan is saying, man, the grass was pretty dry. Big up to the boy Adnan here. I want to hear what will be Klopp's excuse if Liverpool fail to go on to win this game. That's what I want to hear. I want to actually be around for the post-match analysis or the post-match interview from Jurgen Klopp. I want to hear that. Adnan is saying, honestly, Fabinho has been more sluggish than usual. I think he doesn't look so sluggish. He just looks a bit, he doesn't look as sharp as he usually does. And he's never been a player with pace. So to use the word sluggish, I don't too much agree with that because he's not a very, very pacey player. You see what I'm saying? Annan is also saying Nunez's movement is good. He just needs to keep his composure. Definitely true. Definitely true. As Crystal Palace could have scored a second goal as well, where Zaha was played in by Chet Doucouré, who doesn't look too bad so far. He looks like a very, very hard-working midfielder, and it's proven to be a good signing so far for Crystal Palace, though. So, big up to Paloma, big up to King Huddle, who says Palace will probably need one more to come away with a draw. So, let us see. Let us see. Oh, you want to wait for Klopp's excuse. They might not need another goal. I think one goal might be enough. One goal might be enough because they could afford to concede a goal, right? And they're still in the game. Even if they concede a second goal, they would still be in the game because there will also be an opportunity to score and make it 2-2 if Liverpool does come back to score twice. But it is going to be difficult. It is going to be a difficult game for both teams, in my opinion. Palace having to keep Liverpool out, and Liverpool, it could prove to be difficult for them to get back in the game to win it. They may equalize, but winning it could prove to be very, very, very difficult on the day. This is not a good start for Liverpool. This is the worst start possible if you are a Liverpool fan. This could be the worst start possible if you are a Liverpool fan to the season. And this is one of the reasons. Let me show you. Look at this. You see who's on top of the table right now? Man City. Perfect. Six points, 6 goals scored, none conceded. Big up to the boy Michael Talks Football in the House, who says Nunez plays at 110%. He needs to relax sometimes. You are right, but sometimes the 110% capacity that he plays at does help. You see what I'm saying? It does help. Big up to Elias Abs, who says Vieira is looking like he's going to be a good manager. He is a good manager. You know what I'm saying? He is definitely a good manager. And you got to say, kudos, man. All praises goes out to Vieira, who, as far as I could remember, is the Premier League's only black manager, right? I think he is. And not to get into color and everything, colorism, but you got to point that out still. You got to definitely point that out because, it's very rare, very, very rare to have, black managers in the Premier League. So, yeah, man. So, Good first half by Crystal Palace, man. Very good first half. They kept their poise and still managed to score a goal against the run of play. So Liverpool fans are scratching their heads right now as we speak. Right now as we speak, Liverpool fans are scratching their heads. What else we got here? Big up to the boy MW Trolley who says, think Liverpool will score at least 2 or probably 3 in the second half. Big up to Marcel who's saying Liverpool, disappointing half for us. I think you guys had a good 30 minutes, but you should have scored when you had the opportunities and failed to do so. So my prediction so far, I actually predicted a 3-1 win for Liverpool. So far, it could head towards that if Liverpool does manage to score 3 goals in the second half. And guys, I did not give Crystal Palace any chance in this game. I'm going to keep it 100% right now. I did not give Crystal Palace any chance. And it could prove to be an error on most of us's behalf, because I'm pretty sure most of us predicted a Liverpool win where they have won their last 10 games against Crystal Palace, which includes a 7, and I mean a 7-0 drubbing. Guys, if you haven't yet smashed the thumbs up button for the video, make sure you do so. It doesn't cost you a single thing, and I will definitely appreciate it if we do that. And thanks to those of you guys who tuned into the review that I did early on. And that is something that I don't usually do. I usually wait for all the games to end to do the review. But because I want the time to go hang out with the wife later and thing, and you know what I mean, do a little bit of window shopping. I might pick up a few things though, you know what I'm saying? And I did the stream early, you know what I'm saying? Early like Erling Haaland. And I gotta do some time stamping later to get those who want to watch the replay of that one. Do a little bit of time stamping and so on and so forth later on for that post match, that review that I did, week 2 review. So far so good with the consistency, and I'm gonna look to continue that, guys. I'm also working on some World Cup content. I'm already brainstorming some World Cup content. We'll be looking to hit up my boy Michael Talks Football to collaborate with me on some of that. The likes of Football Pharaoh as well. I have to rope in for some of that as well, where, I'm going to hit you with a combination of both international and club football, something that I think, have brought me a lot of success in the past, And the international stuff does a lot better than the club stuff, in my opinion, consistently better. And the club stuff is just, it's year round mostly, you know what I mean? It's the heart and soul of football, which is club. National teams is when the players come together to actually, some may disagree, but national teams is when the players, come together from various clubs to do their thing. But, I love them both. I love them both, club and national team. But for some reason, with the national football, though, I don't know, man. It is a whole nother experience for me, man. I love national football, and I'm pretty well versed in national football as well. Something that most football content creators aren't well versed in. So that's one reason why my channel have grown to 50,000 subscribers. And, the growth have slowed down a bit because I've taken a break. I don't know if you guys realize that I've taken 2 months off. And I talk a lot of shit about Liverpool from time to time. So some people get a little bitter and unsubscribe and things like that. So, you'll see some more growth in the near future. But, you know what I mean? I plateaued for the time being. So, guys, as we look forward to the second half, though, let us see which way Liverpool could actually come back into this game. So far, the win probability is still at 48% and only 25% for Crystal Palace, even though they have the lead, okay? As the time ticks on, the win probability, if the scores hold, would go up for Crystal Palace and go down for Liverpool, and the draw would be in there just balancing out things. So how could Liverpool come back into this game? What could Klopp do to to actually affect this match. Let us take a look at the lineup and let us see what could be done to actually affect some kind of change in this score line. So look, in terms of the forward line, right? For Liverpool, they have Salah, Nunez, and Diaz. Diaz had, I think, a shot block. Nunez had a couple that he scuffed and put over, didn't take his chances. Mo Salah had a couple opportunities, header straight to the goalkeeper, snapshot that went wide. A lot of opportunities, I think, for Liverpool as they restart the second half, right? And look at the bench. Not many players that could come off the bench, but one player that I think could come off the bench and affect this game is Fabio Carvalho. Maybe a Fabio Carvalho for James Milner. Harvey Elliott have looked bright in the match so far. So Fabio Carvalho for James Milner could be a change that Liverpool could make. Bringing in Naby Keita as well for maybe a Harvey Elliott later on in the game after he gets tired. That could be a change. Even bringing on a Constantino Tsimikas for an Andy Robertson. If Robertson doesn't really get things going, could be a change because Tsimikas has proven to be very, very effective going forward. So that could be some changes that Klopp could make to affect the game. For Crystal Palace, guys, if you take a look, the game have restarted, Liverpool in possession. They have a lot of weapons they could bring on in terms of attacking options, right? They have Jean-Philippe Mateta, Michael Olise fit again. They have Will Hughes to show up the midfield, Hudson Edward to go through to go in up top. Malcolm Ebiowe, this player looked very, very, very bright on opening day. I have to say he's a very good young attacking player. Chris Richards to show up the defense. I don't know too much about this Luke Planche guy. Don't know him. But the Crystal Palace bench actually, in my opinion, looks a lot better than the Liverpool bench. So if there's any effect in the game, they need to affect the game, they could also do so off the bench. But right now, they just need to hold what they have and continue doing what they've done because it's proven to be very effective so far. So, look, 1-0 in favor of Crystal Palace, guys. We're going into the 47th minute, and it's a foul for Crystal Palace on Eberechi Eze, the man responsible for the assist for the Zaha goal. So, big up to everybody in the stream right about now. MW Choli saying I like national team football better, but I think the reason the national team football do better for us is that most football YouTuber channel focus a lot on club football. Yep, you're right. National football is a niche topic. It's a very, very niche topic. So Luis Diaz going forward, and seems like the flag is up, or the ball goes off for a Liverpool throw, as I should say. It's interception by Crystal Palace, who's been doing. As a matter of fact, the ball actually went out, and it's a Crystal Palace throw. So big up to the obvious girl who says, did you comment on Napoli guys' comments on Afghan players? No, haven't got a chance to comment on that yet. I think I was still on my break and I was going through some stuff still. And is this a foul throw? Is this a foul throw from Crystal Palace? Not. But Napoli's president said that any African play. Oh, and that's a hand in the face by Van Dijk on Zaha, it seems. Zaha is not to be okay, so he's not gonna mess around with Van Dijk. They seem like they're friends. They're friendly. They have a friendly rapport going on there. But look, I have to say, right, that Napoli's president said that any potential Afghan players, Liverpool in pursuit, Darwin Núñez with the opportunity, and what a block, and there's a protest for a handball, and if that's not a handball, that would be a ridiculous block by the Crystal Palace player. It looks as if it's Joachim Anderson, and VAR must be looking at this right about now as Zaha is being held back. So there's a free kick for Palace, and there's a potential. Okay, no VAR for the handball. Eze going forward. Eze looking dangerous. Eze sprays it over to Tyreek Mitchell. Mitchell back to Eze, but very well intercepted by Fabinho. So nothing for the handball, as the VAR probably told the referee that everything is okay, as Guaita punts it down the field back to Andy Robertson, who plays it straight into the new man, Check Doucouré. So Doucouré, looking for the out ball, goes all the way back to Joel Ward, who goes long. And Joel Ward looking to pick out Nathaniel Klein, the former Liverpool. No, that's actually Jordan Ayew, who's getting tangled up with Andy Robertson. So they're going to play it back. Darwin Núñez with another opportunity. Oh, and that's not a handball. That's up inside of the midriff right there. So it may have partially hit the arm, but that part of the jersey where, you know what I mean? So, you know, they use the jersey, right? I don't know if they're looking it over. I don't know if they're looking it over right about now, but it looks like it could be a handball or the benefit of the doubt might be given. So, what we got here? Nothing. No VAR review here. And I know the Liverpool fans will be saying that was a handball, but the ball went up inside here. I wish I had a ball right now. I may have a ball somewhere, but I can't locate it. It's probably outside. But I need to have a ball close by, though, for future reference. But that was very close. And is that another miss by Darwin Núñez, though? Is that another miss by Darwin Núñez? Because that was a clear-cut opportunity to go through on goal and score. And Darwin Núñez dilly-daddle on the ball way too long and allowed, that was Joel Ward, I think, or Joachim Andersen to come and put his body in front of the ball and block the shot. So this has not been a very, very good game so far from Darwin Núñez. So I don't know if they're going to play it over, but he should have scored. He should have scored. Darwin Núñez should have scored. And he is going to be trending on Twitter for the wrong things. Not because he's making his Liverpool home debut as Crystal Palace go forward. Wilf Zaha being pursued by Nat Phillips. Very good play by Wilf Zaha with the cheeky ball. And he's being told to get up. I thought that was going to be given against Liverpool, but he's been told to get up as Nat Phillips blocked him off after the very, very cheeky skill. So Liverpool in their third of the field looking to go forward. It's Andy Robertson. I think Robertson should be taken off. I'm just going to put it out there. I think Klopp should take Robertson off and bring on Tsimikas. If he wants a goal, that's what I think he should do right about now, because Robertson's, is looking kind of light today, in my opinion. So Tyreek Mitchell well, who is that? Is that Tyreek Mitchell? Goes back to Mark Guehi. Eberechi Eze plays it out of play. He plays it out of touch and attempt to pass the ball to Tyreek Mitchell. So Trent Alexander-Arnold, number 66, goes to Fabinho, the number 3. Plays it to number 47. Nat Phillips to Van Dijk, who picks out Robertson. Robertson back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Nat Phillips. Maybe Liverpool could try that long ball over the defense again, because that was proven to be very, very tricky for Crystal Palace to deal with. And they just stop attempting that. Oh, so this could be, Nat Phillips almost getting himself, and he is getting himself in a bit of trouble as Eberechi Eze plays it long to Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew, Crystal Palace in attack. Luis Diaz comes back to help out. Jordan Ayew picks out Check Doucouré, gives it back to Ayew. Ayew sprays it, and it's blocked. And Crystal Palace still has it. Doucouré plays it over to Schlupp. Schlupp gives it away, and he gets it back. And he goes all the way back to Vicente Guaita. The game is heating up. 53rd minute of the game. This is around a region where managers are going to look to make changes. Klopp's probably, lining up his next change as there's a foul given against Liverpool for Crystal Palace. And that's Jordan Ayew on the ground there. So that's Andy Robertson giving the foul against him. And that was a very, very soft foul in my opinion. If I'm being 100% real there. That was a very, very, very soft foul. So, yeah, big up to everybody in the stream, guys. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. We'll definitely appreciate that. So, Liverpool with a free kick to defend in a potentially dangerous area, it seems. I know the Liverpool fans might not be like, okay, this might be a drop ball. Okay, this is a drop ball, not a free kick for Crystal Palace. So, Liverpool in attack. Ball goes in. Navigated well again by Crystal Palace. The word should be negotiated well by Crystal Palace. And as I mentioned, Liverpool fans might not be happy with the job Paul Tierney is doing as the referee today. They might be thinking that should have been a handball for the Nunez shot that was blocked. But Doucouré with the ball and Zaha in pursuit. He gets it ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold and it goes out for a throw-in. So, look, almost 10 minutes played so far in the second half and Crystal Palace still in the lead. This is not good signs for Liverpool and their fans at all. Big up to Alan Martin in the house. Big up to Jordan Hyman. And this is an attack there. Darwin Nunez dealt with. Salah gets it. Salah sprays it out wide. Andy Robertson picks it up. Robertson looking to put it back into the box and blocked again. Jordan Ayew has been doing a great job in... That's actually Klein. That's actually Klein with the block. But Ayew has been helping out. Robertson again. He sprays it out wide to James Milner, who I think should be taken off. And James Milner crosses it into the hands of Guaita, who's restarted the play very quickly. Eberechi Eze goes past Trent Alexander-Arnold. Eze looking for the run of Zaha. This is a dangerous play. Eze with the ball. He picks out Zaha. Zaha almost nutmegs Van Dijk, but Van Dijk fans him off. And Zaha with the trick to go around Trent and almost successful as Crystal Palace look to make it 2-0 against Liverpool. This is a very, very exciting game so far. Entertaining stuff by Crystal Palace. Liverpool on the back foot. Still do have time. 35 minutes to get back into the match. And 30 minutes would go by very, very fast. Salah being held back by Tyreek Mitchell. Nothing given by the ref as they go all the way back to Nat Phillips. Van Dijk. Van Dijk plays it long. That ball that has been very, effective all game for Liverpool. And he goes to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Salah. And the ball goes to James Milner in the bed gang right now and it's dealt with. Goes back to Tyreek Mitchell, who's, leaves it as Salah picks it up. Harvey Elliott goes back to Salah. Liverpool looking dangerous right about now. Luis Diaz with the overhead attempted at kick. And it is out for a goal kick. So proven to be very, very fruitless today for Liverpool in attack. And it's a red card! It is a red card! That overhead kick may have proven to be a red card or for Luis. Who is this red card for? Is it Darwin Nunez or Luis Diaz? It is a red card, guys, for Liverpool. It is for Darwin Nunez. What is this for? What is this red? What is this red card for? Maybe off the ball. Off the ball situation. Oh, and it's a headbutt. It is a headbutt. So, wow, it's a headbutt. Darwin Nunez, a rush of blood to the head on Joachim Andersen, and he actually retaliates with a headbutt. You got to give it, you got to be fair and say that Joachim Andersen provoked him by pulling him, which is not violent play. But Darwin Nunez, as Demo J was saying, is on 110% and needs to keep his composure. And composure was definitely not kept in that instance. And it's gone from bad to worse for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool as their big money signing, Darwin Nunez, have been red carded by Paul Tierney for a Zinedine Zidane-esque headbutt on the Dane. I said Christian said, I think Dane Joachim Andersen. So, oh man, this is not good. This is not good. You could see the red card there for Nunez in the 57th minute. And it was actually, okay, so they're showing more of it. There was a battle in the build-up there. And Nunez actually backed into Joachim Andersen, something like that, and headbutted him. A little headbutt at first. And then after the ball went in and Luis Diaz attempted the bicycle kick, Andersen went and said, hey, man, what happened? What was up with that headbutt, man? You know what I'm saying? It was only body to body. I was only body to body in, you know what I mean? And Darwin Nunez said, here's another one. Here's another headbutt. And he was sent off. This is not good, which means Darwin Nunez will miss the next 3 games for Liverpool. 3 games. That was indeed stupid. That was indeed stupid. Darwin Núñez would be out for the next, what? What you get for violent conduct? 3 matches, right? 3 matches. Jordan Henderson is being prepared. Joe Gomez is being prepared right about now for Liverpool. Constantino Tsimikas is being prepared as well. Listen, chaos in the Liverpool camp as we speak, guys. Chaos. Down to 10 men, down 1 goal against a very resilient Crystal Palace, who would feel very aggrieved at their opening match day loss as well. So, woo, it's heating up, it's heating up, it's heating up, man. Fire, fire, fire in the Liverpool camp. The City fans must be buzzing right now. The Arsenal fans must be on top of the moon right about now, as Liverpool are faltering early on in the season. They can't afford to concede another goal. If another goal is let in, that would be lights out. Literally lights out for Liverpool. Just like how my lights went out last night. Not because I didn't pay my electrical bill or anything. Another bill is kind of high this month. I have to pay about $233 for my light bill, because you got about a couple air conditioning units running, and you know what I mean, and all that, TVs and lights on all the time. But it's because the damn connection coming into the house rotted out and lights out. So ain't looking good at the start here for Liverpool whatsoever. Not looking good. Not looking good. So the ball goes long. Luis Diaz is in pursuit, and he still is in pursuit. Number 23, like Jordan, is being pursued by former Liverpool man Nathaniel Klein. James Milner, who I think should be taken off, plays it back to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz dribbles past 1, 2, 3. Is he going to get a shot? Luis Diaz with a shot. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! That is a fantastic goal by the Colombian. That is a Mo Salah-esque type goal. One that he scored against Manchester City. That would just throw the rafters off the Liverpool stadium, and Liverpool a level once again. I have to say, I enjoy that. He went past 1. He went past 2. He went past 3. He went past 4. He went past 5. And what a shot to beat Guaita, to bring Liverpool back in the game against all odds, down to 10 men. And the Colombian is just proving that maybe he's the best South American player in the team. Maybe he is. Maybe he is, man. And it's not Darwin Núñez. What a goal, because Núñez had a couple opportunities in the match that he did not take. About 3 very good opportunities. And the first clear-cut opportunity from from Luis Diaz was taken. That's a worldie. That is the world. That's one of the best goals of the season so far. And that could go down as contender for goal of the season. That was brilliant. That was indeed brilliant, man. That was indeed brilliant. Whether Liverpool score a good goal or Crystal Palace score a good goal, guys, you're going to get a reaction out of me. I'm here to watch good football. This isn't about, Liverpool this, Liverpool that. Nah, come on. Come on, guys. So Nat Phillips is being taken off. Joe Gomez brought on. And I was actually surprised that Joe Gomez wasn't starting the game from the get-go. And as I mentioned, guys, you got to put some respect on my name. Andy Robertson taken off. Costa Tsimikas brought on. Listen, I know this thing. I analyzed this thing, guys. This thing is ABC to me. All right? Easy. 1, 2, 3. I know this. Robertson off. Tsimikas on. Liverpool could still go on to win this game. Crystal Palace mulling another change. Hudson-Edouard brought on for Jordan Ayew, who's been working very, very hard. So I don't know if that's a good change, because Jordan Ayew has been helping out a lot in defense. So I don't know if that's going to help or hurt Crystal Palace by taking him off. But after the red card in the 57th minute for Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz comes to the rescue with a worldie of a goal, individual brilliance, taking on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Crystal Palace defender to score a brilliant shot at the far post, beating the Spaniard Vicente Guaita. As Liverpool look to restart with a long throw. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Luis Diaz with the skill. Harvey Elliott getting it taken away from him. Luis Diaz gets it back. He want to do it by himself, but he can't really do it by himself. Could he? He still gets it. He still has it. Liverpool still has it. No, Ebericha Eze, and he's being taken away, but it's being given as a foul against Liverpool. But look, back to the red card here, man. Back to the Darwin Núñez red card. As things have settled down a bit, Darwin Núñez, you gotta be stupid. You gotta be stupid because, that red card was uncalled for. You know what I mean? Off the ball stuff, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna actually hurt your team there going forward because Firmino ain't fit. Now you're red carded, and Liverpool are now without Darwin Núñez to face Manchester United. You see what I'm saying? And I did mention that if Liverpool drop points against United, you could already start kissing the title hopes goodbye. Seriously, this early. And yeah, this early, guys. This early. And I mean it, this early. I know it's early, but it's very close margins in the Premier League, man. Very, very, very close margins. So Núñez is still trending. And I did mention that he could be trending for the wrong reasons. And he is indeed trending for the wrong reasons. And that is, for that red card on Joachim Andersen. So back to the game, 1-1. Liverpool gets the ball taken away. Odsonne-Edouard, and it's being given a foul for a hit in the face, maybe. And Paul Tierney is, walking up to Tsimikas, who's on the ground crying like a baby. And let me see. Yeah, he did get a hit in the neck and not in the face. So Tsimikas, a little bit of play acting there by holding his face because he did get, in the neck. So big up to everybody in the stream. Thanks for coming through. First big watch along of the season. Many more to come. Definitely. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Liverpool equalizing via Luis Diaz's worldie in the 61st minute. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the free kick. Costa Tsimikas puts it in, and it's allowed to run out for a goal kick. And that is how much Klopp rates and trusts Costa Tsimikas these days, that he brings him on for Andy Robertson, and he's on the dead ball situations as well. And I actually have a lot of respect for Tsimikas after initially saying that he's an average player, but he has improved under Jurgen Klopp. So Guaita plays it long, and Crystal Palace still with it, still has it. Very good football by Crystal Palace, and Chet Doucouré, their new man, gives it away to spoil that very, very good sequence of team play there. So Joe Gomez coming on for Nat Phillips, puts it over to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it goes back to Jordan Henderson, who is also on the field for who it looks like. It looks like it's for James Milner, if I'm not mistaken. So Liverpool still with it, but Crystal Palace steals it. Mark Guehi sprays it over to Chet Doucouré. Chet Doucouré picks out Odsonne-Edouard, it seems. Edward goes forward. Nathaniel Klein, he's going to look to put it into the box. It goes into the box, but it's only Trent Alexander running back who retrieves Joel Ward. And he does well enough to keep Luis Diaz at bay. Odsonne-Edouard, the former Celtic man, sprays it over to Klein. Nathaniel Klein. He would love to pick up a point or even 3 against his old team, Liverpool. Odsonne-Edouard taking on Tsimikas. Odsonne-Edouard, and he sprays it in, but it's dealt with by Van Dijk. And Luis Diaz is fouled by Joel Ward, who picks up a deserved yellow card. All right, so look, please don't forget to answer. Also, have you seen? To be honest, I haven't been watching documentaries, man. To be honest, I don't really watch documentaries like that. I should start to watch more documentaries, like the Amazon documentaries and stuff. But I'll be busy, man. I'll be busy. I don't even have time to watch movies. I'll be busy, man. See what I'm saying? I'll be busy. I'm a hard-working man. I'm a smart-working man, I should say. So Crystal Palace with it. Odsonne-Edouard loses it. Jordan Henderson coming on to change the game. Sprays it. Dealt with by Mark Guehi. Ebericha Eze with the assist for Zaha. Does well. Get past Fabinho. And Trent Alexander-Arnold does it again. And he loses the ball. Harvey Elliott mops up. But Eze has been one of the best players on the day. You know, when you factor in all the players who have featured in this match so far, close to 30 players. So Henderson, left-footed ball over to Tsimikas, who could be dangerous, spraying that ball into the middle, and Guaita grabs it and looks to restart the play. 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go for Liverpool to get that winner with 10 men. So they are at a disadvantage against all odds. And if they do manage to pick up this win, it would be a magnificent come from behind victory with 10 men. So look, credit goes to Liverpool for coming back into the match, but the job is still yet to be completed. So Zaha on the ground, no foul being given by Paul Tierney. Henderson gives it to Luis Diaz, the goal scorer for Liverpool. Back to Virgil van Dijk. Over to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's been decent in the game, to be honest. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Fabinho. Crystal Palace giving Liverpool a run for their money in this match. Want to actually turn the tide from the last 10 outings against the Reds. Harvey Elliott. The next change could actually be Fabio Carvalho on for Elliott. Just keep that one, keep that in mind. And let's just take a look at the changes that have been made so far by Liverpool. Nat Phillips, Andy Robertson, and James Milner taken off with Darwin Núñez red carded. Joe Gomez, Jordan Henderson, and Constantino Tsimikas brought on. Changes that could be made, in my opinion. I think Naby Keita and Fabio Carvalho will get a run out eventually. Liverpool on the attack. Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he sprays it wildly. A great opportunity to win the game or potentially go 2-1 up, and he does not take his chance. He let it, or he would have been offside anyways. He would have been offside. But look, in terms of the Liverpool 11 here, guys, changes that could be made. Harvey Elliott, and let me see who could be taken off here. I think only Harvey Elliott could be afforded to be taken off for Carvalho. You don't want to take Fabinho off for Naby Keita. You want to keep Fabinho on the field. So Elliott for Carvalho, Carvalho on for Elliott for just fresh legs. That's the only other change I think Liverpool would make. If you want to bring on Naby Keita for Fabinho, that could happen as well. But the fact that Núñez got red carded makes it more unlikely, that Klopp would go that route. For Crystal Palace, how could they affect the game? Are you already brought off? Liverpool on the attack. This could be dangerous, but Luis Diaz did not bring that ball down very, very well. And Crystal Palace still has it. Well done to keep that ball in play by Hudson-Edouard. Check Doucouré, looking for the out ball. Doucouré, he plays it to Eze. Eze back to Doucouré. And there's a foul in the midfield on, I think, both Eze and Doucouré, but nothing is given by Paul Tierney, as Liverpool are really being given a run for their money here. 72nd minute of the match. 18 minutes for Liverpool to score a winner. We're seeing the Liverpool-Fulham game all over again. So this is not a good start to the season for Liverpool. They're made to grind and toil for points. Okay? And that is very uncharacteristic of a Liverpool team that we've seen for the last 5 seasons. All right? As Joel Matip, Diego Jota, and the likes of Thiago look on from the stands, as they are not involved because they're all injured. Ibrahima Konate is also on the injury list, along with Oxlade-Chamberlain and Curtis Jones. So Liverpool are definitely... Are they going through an injury crisis at the beginning of the season right now? Firmino as well. Did I mention Firmino? Are Liverpool actually going through an injury crisis? I don't think many people are actually talking about that, but that could be going on right now. So Mark Guehi goes all the way back to Guaita. Trent Alexander-Arnold is very determined in terms of his pressing. He's playing as a center forward right now in place of Darwin Núñez. As Van Dijk goes back to Henderson. Kostas Tsimikas goes back to Virgil van Dijk. As Crystal Palace are allowing Liverpool to play with the ball, do your thing, and just wait for their opportunity to go forward. They don't have they don't get a lot of the ball. When they do get the ball, it's being, overturned very, very quickly. But they're playing some very good football without the ball, I have to say. So Joe Gomez goes back to Virgil van Dijk. Jordan Henderson, looking for that special ball to put Liverpool in the lead. Luis Diaz, the hero, to bring Liverpool to a point. Virgil van Dijk to Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez to Harvey Elliott. Does he have a little magic in him? Puts it past Eze. But Tyreek Mitchell deals with Mo Salah brilliantly, and it goes out for a throw. Salah has been very quiet in this game. I think he needs to up another level if Liverpool are to go on to win this. Or maybe he's missing his partner, Sadio Mane, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So Mo Salah versus Tyreek Mitchell again. Mo Salah and Tyreek Mitchell wins yet another battle between him and Egyptian international, as he's looking very, very, very fatigued, and he's running out his hamstring here trying to deal with Mo Salah. But it looks like he has to endure that pain and play out the rest 16 minutes. Tsimikas with the corner, and it goes in, and it's dealt with by Crystal Palace. Zaha gets it. Zaha, what a brilliant skill to go past Trent Alexander-Arnold. He holds off Luis Diaz, and is it a foul? No foul being given, as Crystal Palace were looking to counterattack. They got to be very careful of this Luis Diaz character right about now. Jordan Henderson sprays it to Fabinho. Fabinho back to Henderson. Henderson looking to go out wide to Gomez. Gomez, what is he going to do? He goes out wide through Harvey Elliott, a left footer, and he goes back to the center. Fabinho, is he going to play it over the defense to the center? Fabinho goes back to Elliott. Elliott forced to go all the way back to Joe Gomez in defense. Back to Virgil van Dijk, the Dutch international. Henderson, he's looking to go all the way back, and he goes to Joe Gomez, and that ball to Salah could prove to be a dangerous one. Salah versus Guehi. Salah versus Guehi, and Salah sprays it into the midfield, into the middle of the box, pardon me, and gives it away. But Eze, man, Eze, ooh, he ain't taking it easy on Liverpool today at all. He probably completed quite a number of dribbles on the day, but I think some of his passes has been wild, putting the ball out of play where him and his teammates are not on the same wavelength there. But his dribbling game is definitely second to none on the day. So Trent Alexander-Arnold gets it, gives it back to Henderson. First time ball, and Salah is being grappled by Anderson. Salah gets it. Well taken down, Mo Salah. Does he have any magic in him? Salah, back to Henderson. Salah and Henderson link it up. Salah plays it in the middle, and the ball is being stolen from Fabinho, but Liverpool gets it back. Virgil van Dijk. Luis Diaz, very, very intense. I can't tell the last time I took a breather, guys. Joe Gomez, back to Henderson. Henderson to Harvey Elliott, back to Henderson, who was dropped for this game. Henderson plays it long to Luis Diaz. This could be dangerous, but he's unable to take it under his spell, and it goes out for a Crystal Palace goal kick. And Patrick Vieira would be a very, very, very nervous manager right now, as many, many games have slipped away from the Crystal Palace manager where they went 1-0 or even 2-0 up, and they allow teams to either equalize or go on to snatch all 3 points. So Anderson plays it long. Zaha plays it over to Chet Doucouré. Jeffrey Schlupp, the former Leicester man, plays it long to Tyreek Mitchell. Looking dangerous is Crystal Palace. Plays it into the box, and Zaha slips, but a Crystal Palace player runs onto it. Chet Doucouré, Hudson Edward. What are they having them right now? Eze, Eberechi Eze. He leaves it to Chet Doucouré. Doucouré plays it, and it's a tap. It almost a tap in for Will Zaha for the winner, for the potential winner, and he hits the outside of the post. Wow, what a sequence of play by Crystal Palace to get in behind the Liverpool defense. Good play by Chet. Oh my God. Ooh, Trent Alexander-Arnold asleep at the far post, allows Zaha to run away from him. That should have been put away, and Crystal Palace might actually rue not taking that chance. Changes coming on now for Patrick Vieira as he see a need to actually close up shop. Will Hughes coming in for what it looks like the very brilliant Chet Doucouré, who looks like he's going to be a good player in the Premier League. It's not easy to adapt to the Premier League. So Will Hughes come in, and we're going to see Chris Richards making his Premier League debut. And we're going to see Luka Milivojevic, I think, who's the club captain, come in for the very brilliant, and I think man of the match so far, Eberechi Eze. Oh, man, he ain't taking it easy on the Liverpool players at all. Fabio Carvalho also comes on, as predicted, for Harvey Elliott. Guys, I tell you, I know this thing. This thing is easy. This thing is easy. It's easy. Easy, 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 man. So Liverpool on the attack, and the ball is taken away from Luis Diaz. And it goes all the way back to Virgil van Dijk. 12 minutes of football plus extra time left for Liverpool to get a winner or to settle for yet another disappointing draw this season as they draw their opening match against the newly promoted Fulham FC. So Van Dijk, back to Fabinho. Fabinho looking for the out ball, and he goes for Kostas Tsimikas, the Greek international. Kostas Tsimikas, he's running at the Crystal Palace player. Does he get past? He does. Ball comes into the middle, and it's dealt with by the very impressive Mark Guehi, who's played himself into the England national setup. Trent Alexander-Arnold allows it to run for a throw, and he throws it back in to the very impressive Colombian Luis Diaz, who goes back to Fabinho, back to Joe Gomez. Henderson, club captain. Henderson, what do they have? What does he have in his boots today? Trent Alexander-Arnold, left-footed ball in to Luis Diaz. It's dealt with. Jeffrey Schlupp gets it. Protest for a penalty, nothing given. Waved away. Zaha could release. Hudson-Edwards still has the ball, and he's being grappled to the ground, but nothing given. Joe Gomez with a brilliant ball. Salah, look at the swivel. Mo Salah sprays it over to Kostas Tsimikas. And Liverpool are looking very, very dangerous right about now. Chris Richards in pursuit. Jordan Henderson, is he going to take a shot? He puts it in. Oh, and it's dealt with by Joachim Andersen, who's been very, very brilliant in the match so far as Crystal Palace negotiates yet another very, very, very difficult attack by Liverpool FC, who are looking very, very desperate for this winner. And remember, they are down to 10 men. 10 men. Luis Diaz, no foul. Oh, Salah, not given. And the ball plays long. Hudson-Edwards on the counter-attack. This could be very, very good opportunity for Crystal Palace. Zaha gets it, and a bad touch allows the ball to fall to the Liverpool defender, but Crystal Palace still gets it. Will Hughes gets it, and the ball is being dispossessed. Jordan Henderson to Cavallo for what I think is his first touch. He's being pursued by Chris Richards, I think. And it's being played back to Alisson Becker. So that was another very dangerous breakaway by Liverpool, by Crystal Palace on Liverpool. But because of Zaha's heavy first touch, our second touch, it allowed Liverpool to get the ball back. Trent Alexander-Arnold sprays it to Luis Diaz. Heavy touch, loses it. Will Hughes plays it to Klein. Now over on the left side of the field. I think Tyreek Mitchell have been subbed off as well. So, and Chris Richards he has been put over at the right back position. So let's take a look at the changes that were just made for Crystal Palace, which could be very, very important. Doucouré, Eze, and Tyreek Mitchell all taken off of the field. Will Hughes, Chris Richards, and Luka Milivojevic brought on. So Chris Richards slots in at right back, and Klein goes into the left back position. Palace dispossesses, but Liverpool get it back. Nutmeg from Tsimikas, and it's a foul on Fabio Cavallo as he looks to pump up the crowd. Very, very, mature of the young player to get the crowd involved there, as he did really, really well for FC Fulham last season to help them get promoted back to the Premier League. So Tsimikas on the dead ball here for Liverpool. 8 minutes plus extra time to get a winning goal, or to prevent Crystal Palace from getting another one. Let us see what they do. Kostas Tsimikas brings it in as it's dealt with by the Crystal Palace defense once again. Joe Gomez with it. Gives it to Cavallo. Fabio Cavallo to Henderson. Henderson looking for that ball. He's looking to pick out Kostas Tsimikas. Decides against it. Goes to Trent. Trent in the middle. Gives it to Luis Diaz. To Fabinho, who's going to lick one. And he doesn't do a good job there. But it gets to Tsimikas. Fabio Cavallo with the magic. Cavallo. Oh, what a ball. And the little magic there by Cavallo and Luis Diaz proved to be futile in the end as Zaha fails to control yet another long distribution out the box. So, Fabinho. Exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff. Let me take a drink of water. Exciting stuff, man. My chair keeps falling down. I think I need to buy a new chair. Fabio Carvalho, a couple step overs, and it's well dealt with by Joel Ward, who I think had a very good game today. He's on a yellow card. Tsimikas, 84th minute of the game. Liverpool very, very desperate because they know these points dropped are very, very crucial, okay? Because there will be a lot more points dropped this season. A lot more points dropped. All right, so the obvious girl is asking, what's your opinion on the physicality bar being raised by refs? I think it helps deal with the easy free kicks that get picked up by Zaha, Salah, Sterling, the Grealishes, yeah, but it might still have a negative. Yeah, we have to remember that the game of old was very, very rough, and a lot of soft decisions are being given. And, it could be a way to just bring that authenticity back into the game. You see, when we're in the age of VAR and, all the technological advances, the rule changes and all of that, we don't want to see prima donna football out there. You know what I mean? We want to see, so we want to have some rough games sometimes. It's a contact sport. We want to have some physicality as well. So Crystal Palace with it, Joachim Anderson, back to Guaita. Look at the play out from the back, and they go long. Given back to Liverpool. Joe Gomez. Oh, this is not good. Mo Salah, and he's in an offside position. So Salah sleeping a bit, failing to get back into an onside position, and flag raise where it could have been a very, very good opportunity. So remember, guys, Liverpool are at home. Don't forget that. They are in front of their faithfuls. They are at home, okay? So big support. I want to hear the excuse if Liverpool don't go on to win the match today. I want to hear the excuse. I want to just stick around. Guys, I have no urgency to go anywhere right now. I want to hear the excuse from Jurgen Klopp if Liverpool fail to win the game. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button for the live stream, guys. We'll definitely appreciate that. Luis Diaz, Joachim Anderson defending. Diaz. He goes back to Henderson, who plays the first time ball in, and it goes to Tsimikas, who's going to lick it, and it could be a handball. Is it a handball? Salah! Oh, it's a shot, and it just barely goes wide. Ooh! You could see the anguish on Mo Salah's face as he says, ooh, that almost crept into the near post there. Tsimikas with the cross, and it came off of Chris Richards and Salah. He should have scored. She has to score that. On any other day, Salah puts that into the top bins, man. That's very, very, very close. And the ball actually hit Chris Richards. That's not a handball. 87th minute of the game, guys. 87th minute. You could cut the tension with a knife. Okay? And Chris Richards looking very strong, and he plays it. Will Hughes, another ball into Liverpool's third of the field as Virgil van Dijk looks to go all the way back to Alisson Becker. Not a lot to do in the game, but still had to take the ball out the back of the net as Crystal Palace opened the scoring. Not a very good turn there by Trent. First time pass that was repelled by Nathaniel Klein. So Crystal Palace are interestingly making an attacking change here. It could be Zaha going off for Olise. Let me see what the change. Yes, it's Schlupp. This is actually an attacking change. So I think Vieira sees an opportunity here where Liverpool are desperate for the win, are leaving themselves vulnerable at the back, and you could bring on a young, pacey player, even though he's now coming back from injury, in Michael Olise to punish the Reds. Let's see how this one transpires. So very positive football by Vieira. He always is positive as Milivojevic loses out, and he clumsily fouls Fabinho. Little scrap there between the two players. And all right, there's a yellow card here being given by who? Is this Tyreek Mitchell? Actually, Hudson Edward for holding up the free kick. Mind games by Crystal Palace. Who's gonna win the mind game, the match of the two, managers? Remember, this is a more psychological than ever, guys. And the ball rolls out. Salah fails to pull that one back in. Remember, it's chess, not checkers. It's all about mind games. It's all about psychology. If you could get under the skin of the opposition players and, throw them off their game a bit, it's all part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not just physical and skill. It has a lot to do with the mind. You know what I'm saying? Outthinking your opponent, outthinking your fellow manager. So Guaita, he goes long as usual. Last time they went short, tried to play it out from the back, it didn't look too good. Zaha being, manhandled a bit. Olise versus Gomez, and Gomez goes back to Allison. They have to keep pressing because Allison does have that mistake in him. So Luis Diaz looked to get that ball, and it's well dealt with. And it's been given a Liverpool, Joel Ward being overly physical on Luis Diaz. And Liverpool in the 90th minute gets an opportunity to actually win this match. So 90th minute, how much extra time will be put on? Maybe 3 minutes or maybe 4 minutes. Let's see. Let us see. And Trent Alexander-Arnold and Tsimikas over the free kick. Let's see if Liverpool actually take advantage of this one and put it into the back of the net. So it's Trent. Trent Alexander-Arnold puts it up. And the first ball is being... Whoa! Carvalho with that second ball. And that volley went very, very close. Ooh, that would have been a fantastic goal if it had went into the back of the net. First ball won by Fabinho, and the second, oh my God. That would have been a hell of a freaking goal, man. God damn. Wow. Liverpool had their opportunity. Salah, Luis Diaz, and it's 5 minutes stoppage time. Somebody just got a yellow card here as well. And I don't know who it is for time wasted maybe. But Liverpool playing with 10 men. Darwin Núñez sent off. Vicente Guaita, yellow card for time wasting as the clock ticks on. 4.5 minutes to go. Liverpool chasing that winning goal as Crystal Palace looks to hold for that point. Nathaniel Klein, former Liverpool player, gives it back. Fabinho and Trent plays it up. Luis Diaz, Salah actually. Luis Diaz and Salah is playing in green boots, so it's really hard. But he's offside. Flag goes up. Mo Salah can't keep himself onside in today's matches. I think Salah had a very, very poor game. I got to say, Salah had a poor game. Salah had a poor game. You know what I'm saying? Where are my Liverpool fans at, man? They're hiding. They're hiding, man. Not another favorable result, on the horizon, and they're hiding. Crystal Palace looking very, very dangerous right about now, and the flag goes up for yet another. Oh, the Liverpool fans in the stands are biting their nails off, man. They're looking very, very distraught, very disappointing, and they're just hoping for that last-minute winner. Liverpool got that up their sleeve, that last-minute winner, you know what I mean, to just snatch victory out of the jaws of a draw. So, Kostas Tsimikas gives it to Jordan Henderson. What does he do? Henderson, he dribbles, he goes round. He's looking to hit it with his left. He hits it with his left. It comes in and it's dealt with by Mark Guehi brilliantly. Michael Olise gives it to Chris Richards. Chris Richards goes along and it's being another, what is this? A foul. A foul for Fabio Carvalho on Michael Olise, it seems. So a little overzealous there. We've seen those given as red cards before, but it's a bit low. It's a bit low on the ankle. But we've seen those being given. So it's a yellow card for the young Liverpool man who came in from Fulham as he replaced, I think that was Harvey Elliott he replaced as well, also came in from Fulham. So this being, okay, so what is this? This is also an offside, I think. I don't know what's going on. So Paul Tierney signaling something. And yeah, so it's Crystal Palace for the foul. Crystal Palace still with the ball. Michael Olise, very talented Olise, manages to keep the ball in. Michael Olise plays, Stearns, very, very a lot of trickery. A lot of trickery here. Crystal Palace gets it back. Chris Richards intelligently allows it to run out from Fabio Carvalho, who should have got the ball away from, from the Liverpool's defensive third, but allows Crystal Palace to get the ball in. Crystal Palace with it. Michael Olise with it. Olise, are they going to try to win this game? And there's a corner for Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace are actually trying to win this game, guys. I think Crystal Palace are actually trying to win this game. So big up to Kelvin Drake who's saying, Dominic, I'm telling you right now, Liverpool are winning this game. Let's see. A point at Anfield for Palace, says Eldon. And it is a corner here. Michael Olise over the corner. Left footer comes in. And it's ahead of Chris Richards. Oh, and it's almost diverted in by Joachim Andersen. That would have been a massive goal to win the game for Crystal Palace. Liverpool on the counter attack. Will Hughes puts it out for a throw. And this could be the last chance as the Liverpool fans are telling Will Hughes about his mom. And Jordan Henderson plays it up. And it's dealt with by the gigantic Mark Guehi. Liverpool still with it? It seems, yeah. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Last minute of the game. Alexander-Arnold, left foot. Luis Diaz. And he's going to be out-jumped by the very tall Chris Richards. Goes back to Tsimikas. Virgil van Dijk playing in the very, very high up the field. Goes over to Joe Gomez. And what is that? Is that a streak on the field? There's been an interruption where someone has run on the field. I don't know if it's a Liverpool, fan or a Crystal Palace fan, but the television networks don't usually show these things. But yeah. What I'm gonna actually do right now, I'm gonna get the volume back on the TV because I want to hear the last, part of the game. This is the last play potentially. Chris Richards deals with it. Michael Olise heads it. Luis Diaz gets it back. 50. Oh, and Liverpool gives it away. Michael Olise gets it. Michael Olise. And Luis Diaz goes all the way back. It's 95 minutes being played. The last play potentially of the game. Alisson goes long. And it's being dealt with once again. This time by Joachim Andersen. Nathaniel Klein plays it down. And it goes out for a Crystal Palace throw. This is going to be a draw. Liverpool are going to, I think, draw their opening 2 matches of the season. Not predicted, not expected. And this is poor. This is a very, very poor start by Liverpool. Very poor start, man. The ball goes up. And it goes out for yet another throw. This could be the last minute of the game. Zaha and Joe Gomez grappling for the ball. Are Crystal Palace going to try to win it in the last minute here, the dying embers of the game? I think Vieira is probably saying, go for it. As the Crystal Palace fans look on. Klein goes in. And Liverpool gets the ball back. Fabinho plays it up. And it's a draw. Paul Tierney puts the whistle to his mouth. And this is a huge result. A draw for Liverpool again. This is shocking. This is shocking. This is shocking. This is shocking because my prediction was 3-1 to Liverpool. If you don't believe me, it is right there on the screen. You could see it. Look. I can't make this up. 3-1. 3-1, guys. Look. 3-1. So if you think I'm against Liverpool, you must be delusional, okay? You must be very, 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 very delusional because, come on, guys. They won their last 10 games against Crystal Palace. And to come into this game on the draw against Fulham, I expected a response from Liverpool. They did so in the first 30 minutes of the game, where I think they had about 11 shots, but weren't clinical enough at all. I want to hear what Jurgen Klopp's excuse will be here. I want to hear. I really want to hear what Jurgen Klopp's excuse will be. I want to hear because I can't think of any excuses. I want to give Crystal Palace, if I'm Klopp, I'm going to give Crystal Palace a lot of praises and a lot of credit for grinding out a draw here. If I'm Klopp, I'm going to say Liverpool went out there and did all that they could. Could have been a bit more clinical. That's what I think. Liverpool could have been a bit more clinical, but I think they did a lot of things good in the game. A lot of things that they did better in the Fulham match as well. They had the intensity, especially in the first half an hour. But after they went in behind against the run of play, I think their heads kind of dropped a little bit. You see what I'm saying? And you got to give Crystal Palace a lot of credit for just putting Liverpool off their game. A lot of the shots, a lot of the opportunities that came, Liverpool players snatched at those opportunities. Darwin Núñez. Importantly, I would actually like to pull up Sofa Score because I want some more insight here when it comes to how many opportunities that players had and so on and so forth, because Nunez had a lot of chances in this game, and I think Erling Haaland was criticized and he was memed for that chance in the in the community shield. Maybe fans are having a little bit of fun or whatnot, but Nunez, who I think is a very good striker, he could have done a lot better in this game. He ended up getting sent off, but it's just the opportunities that he had, though. The opportunities. And I'm going to bring this up to show you guys, and I'm going to give you some more insight here as we look to analyze this game a bit deeper. And look, let's go down here. Let's go down. Darwin Nunez, he's given a 5.4, right? If we click statistics, player statistics in attack, Darwin Nunez. Let's go down all the way to Darwin Nunez, right? Where's the Darwin Nunez? Let me see if I could find Darwin Nunez's shots. Let me see something. Shots on target. Nunez. He's not actually in the thing because I think because he got taken off. But Liverpool, let me see. All right, Darwin Nunez. 3 shots off target, right? He had opportunities. Shots blocked. 2 shots blocked. Dribbles attempted 1 and was successful. Hit woodwork 1. Missed big chances, or big chances missed 2. Okay, so this is what I want to put the microscope on the right there. 2 huge chances. And even the chance that missed let's say 3 big chances. The one that hit the woodwork was another chance. Kudos to Chet Doucouré for closing him down there. But there was also 2 shots blocked. So he had about 5 opportunities to score, didn't score any, and got sent off for some very, very, very unintelligent thinking. Very, very, very. I don't know. I don't know what was going through his head. I really don't know what was going. Very poor decision making, I should say. I'm lost for fucking words. I'm lost for words because I expect better from a player like Darwin Nunez. I do. Liverpool paid 75 million euros plus add-ons for this guy. And you're going to miss these. You can't at least put away one. At least put away one. And I know he could be very, very clinical. Could be very, very clinical. He did score in the Fulham game, didn't he? Right? He did score. Got to give him credit for that. He changed the game when he came off the bench. But let's be honest, man. Darwin Nunez was poor in the game. And he was actually the worst Liverpool player on the day. Worse. Another player that we have to put under the microscope is Mo Salah. Let's go down to Mo Salah, right? Mo Salah. 1 shot on target, 2 off target. The shot on target was a header straight to Guaita, and the 2 off target, one of them first time shot, I could remember, put wide, and the other one was another great opportunity where I think on any other day Salah would have put that in the back of the net. 1 big chance is missed. Salah had a poor game. I think he was well dealt with by Tyreek Mitchell. Kudos to Tyreek Mitchell. If you go to Tyreek Mitchell's match score, I'm pretty sure it's an 8.5 or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Where's Tyreek Mitchell? Tyreek Mitchell, a 6.9. I think he deserved the highest score. As you guys can see, Chet Doucouré, Chris Richards, he barely played in, but Chris Richards, not Chris Richards, Chet Doucouré and Eberechi Eze was deemed the best players along with Joachim Anderson, Joel Ward, Jeffrey Schlupp in the midfield there. So Jordan Ayew played well, I think. But look, just to get a bearing on the game once again, on the whole analysis. Get a little carried away there. I got a little carried away. Pardon me. But Liverpool could have been better. They could have been better. I think when they went behind, it kind of, their heads dropped. And they probably think, we got to come back in this game. The way Crystal Palace are looking, very compact. Didn't mind playing off the ball. Whenever the balls came into the box, they were first to win those aerial duels. If we go to the aerial duels and all of that, defensive, right? If we go to that, right? Clearances. Let me see if we get any. We don't have any aerial duels stats right now, I think. But in terms of Crystal Palace, and we look at clearances. Joachim Anderson with 10 clearances. Joel Ward with 6. Chris Richards barely came on for a couple minutes. 4. You see what I'm saying? Mark Guehi with 6. And this is where Crystal Palace picked up a point in the game. Block shots. Joachim Anderson 4. You could think about the shot that he put his body on the line, that Nunez opportunity. Joel Ward 2. So all credit goes to Crystal Palace for picking up this draw, and not so too much criticizing what Liverpool did, because Liverpool had their chances, didn't take their chances, but it was because of how good Crystal Palace was in the game. You see? So we saw more intensity from Liverpool in the match, but not enough to get over the line against Crystal Palace. Not enough at all. Look, 1-0 at halftime for Palace. 1-0 at halftime. Liverpool having to chase the game. Klopp, given his halftime talk, must have pumped up the players. They came out, they looked like they had an idea of what they needed to do to get back in the game, but it was a setback. The Darwin Nunez red card, I think, probably and ultimately prevented Liverpool from going on to win this game, because I think maybe if they had 11 players on the field, they could have gone on to win the game with the momentum. They could have. They really could have. But still credit to Crystal Palace, right? Because ultimately they picked up a draw. But just, thinking, you know what I mean? Just looking at it from another angle. If Nunez was on the field, it would have given Klopp more options, and they could have eventually gone on to win the match. But that was a dumb decision, I have to say. It's a contact sport. Players are backing into each other, right? And Joachim Anderson going up, I think initiating contact first with Nunez. Nunez didn't need to headbutt him, right? The cameras are there. They're going to see every single thing. You don't need to headbutt a player. And that was the little headbutt, right? And then after the Luis Diaz attempted bicycle kick, Joachim Anderson just pulling Darwin Nunez's arm and asking him what's going on. Like, maybe, yo, bro, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I don't mean nothing by it. What's up with that? What's up with the headbutt? What he did, headbutt him again. That's stupid. Listen, that is stupid, man. And he's probably going to get suspended for 3 matches, which means that's going to put Liverpool more at a disadvantage. You're bringing a 75 million euro striker. You want to have him all the time unless he's injured. And I got to say, that was very selfish on Darwin Nunez's behalf, and in front of thousands of Liverpool fans, in front of thousands watching the TV as well. You let your team down on the day, I have to say. You let the team down big time. You let the team down. And I have to say, big up to Angel Abel. I have to question the starting 11 from Jurgen Klopp as well. Even though I think Phillips did an okay job, I think Gomez deserved the start for being patient behind Konate and being patient behind, the Joel Matip. You see what I'm saying? So that was questionable. James Milner being put in. I don't think James Milner offers what he used to offer before. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't have that creativity in him. I think if you're going to go in with any bold move, play Carvalho. The Jurgen Klopp interview is actually coming up pretty soon, so I want to actually hear what he got to say. Let me mute the TV in the meantime. I want to hear what he got to say, but credit to Crystal Palace, man. They did concede that goal, and Luis Diaz, man. Luis Diaz, that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant individual skill and a brilliant individual Mo Salah-esque type goal by Luis Diaz. He went past about 5 players, and that right-footed shot to beat Guaita, brilliant goal of the season. So far, I know the season's young, but that could be contender for goal of the season. Because that was brilliant, man. That was brilliant. I was impressed. As a football fan, even as a rival fan, I'm impressed. And Luis Diaz, a quality player. And we've seen a lot of him and what he can do at Porto. So with Liverpool coming back in the game there, playing with 10 men, I think it was always going to be very, very, very difficult against a very robust, this very driven Crystal Palace team with a lot of height, a lot of stamina, a lot of self-belief as well. As they were disappointed to lose that opening game against Arsenal. They needed something and they got a point, man. They reached deep down within and got a point. Eze, oh my God. Oh my God. Look, Eze, that turn to get the ball to Zaha. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. I'm just reliving some of the brilliant moments of this game. It was a good game. Not because Liverpool drew the game. I'm saying it was a good game. It was a good game. You know what I mean? We had a contest. We didn't just have a one-sided Liverpool brush aside Crystal Palace game. It was a contest. It was a contest, and that's what we need. That is exactly what we need for clubs like Palace and Brentford and, to Brighton to go out there and show these bigger clubs like, hey, man, we're in this thing too. You see what I'm saying? Don't count us out. Do not count us out. So credit to Patrick Vieira, who was always positive throughout the game with his substitutions and everything, and he eked out a point. Jurgen Klopp will be a disappointed manager. His interview is coming up very, very soon. I want to hear what he has to say, if he has any excuse on the loss, the draw. 2 points in the first available 6 is not a good start for Liverpool. So what we have here, do we have an interview? No interview yet. So I might have to wait for the interview though. But look, are Liverpool missing Sadio Mane? Because we find that in situations like this, Sadio Mane, a player like Sadio Mane would make something out of nothing. A Diego Jota, a player like Firmino. So Liverpool are very short-handed right now. And I was asking during the watch-along, are Liverpool going through somewhat of a mini injury crisis at the beginning of the season? I think they are. That's a lot of key players out injured. Once you see Nat Phillips in the defense, something's off. Once you see Milner from the start, something's off. Thiago, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, Firmino, Konate, Matip. Am I missing anybody? Did I say Jota? They're missing about 6 to 7 players, man. They're missing about 6 to 7 players. And look, I know I said that it's going to be an easy win against Man United. I don't even know about that right now. I don't know, man. It would be the right time for United to pull their act together. Because right now, I don't know, man. I don't know. And as a Man City fan, all this is laughable. It is all laughable, man. It is all laughable to me, seriously. Because it seems as if City's going to run away with the league again. And remember, I predicted Liverpool to win the league. But it's a crisis at the beginning of the season. Only 2 points picked up in their first 6 available. Crystal Palace pulling off a big draw on the road, as well as Liverpool draw their first home match of the season. So, guys, that's just my post-match, man. I think I've touched on most things, and I don't want to. I could go on and on and on and on, but I think I've touched on most things, man. Just in summary, Palace played well without the ball. They were patient. They got their goal, even though Liverpool had the better start. Liverpool's heads dropped before halftime. Klopp gave them a nice little pep talk. They were buoyant at the beginning of the second half. The red card came. they, it give Liverpool a little setback, but also it was a jolt for them to say, hey, a wake up call. You got to get back in the game. They got back in the game, but just didn't have enough to get that second goal to pick up all 3 points against Crystal Palace. So well played, Palace. I think it's a point gain for them. And for Liverpool, I think it's 2 points dropped. So, guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich. Thanks for tuning into yet another one. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And from your boy Dom, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. But guys, that was just a post match that I did there. I'm actually gonna clip that out and put it out as a separate video. But they're interviewing Milner right now. Okay, so I think they're waiting for the Jurgen Klopp interview. That I think I actually wanna, okay, we got Klopp. We got Klopp. We got Klopp.
Pretty good start in the game, exactly what we wanted. A lot of football, the kind of football we wanted to play. A lot of desire. We wanted to put it right. All this kind of thing was all there. Unlucky in situations. Of course, the game plan for Palace was obviously defending deep and then going for counter attacks. They had 2 opportunities, but the first one, proper one, and we should have won the ball. Obviously, protection was actually right. We were in a 2-1 situation, trying to up there, and then I think Elsa still gets out there, or whoever it was, and that should not happen. And then it's difficult in the last line with the speed of Salah. Yeah. So, but.
Excuses.
Start, and then getting the red card. So now backwards, of course, a red card. And it's provoked all the time, but that's not how I should do it. How I should behave. And so.
Okay.
But then 4 minutes later, I think the equalizer and massive game from us against with 10 men, putting such an effort. The pitch stadium was there. Was honestly the real feeling I have at the moment is I'm proud, to be honest, because everything went during the week against us. It was crazy. It was like a witch was in the building. Everybody told me somebody else had problems, and then putting such a performance, especially with the circumstances, I'm really proud of it. We'll come on to the red card in a moment. You were so dominant.
Okay, so Klopp has been on point so far, though. He has been on point.
Yes, but it was not the complete first half, at least as we saw it. It was like the first 30, 35 minutes maybe, and then we started playing a little bit around. But that's actually when you play against a 5-4 and you play these passes into the half spaces, so then that makes no sense. They have the better. The better chance to win. We don't have to clear it, and we have to control it. So we needed again more direction, get in behind this line of 5, and there we were really strong. And that's how we could pick up second balls ourselves, and that's what was the message. The red card for Nunez in the second half. How much in the end did he let his teammates down? Look, he knows that now himself, and I will talk to him. It makes no sense when I talk now too much about it in public. You see it; it's absolutely not the reaction you want to see. The challenge in the centre halves, and probably will do that to him. They want to have him. He's a handful himself, and that's not a reaction. Perhaps most importantly, how will you as manager manage him now going forward through this? There's no time. We got now another preseason. I don't know exactly how long he will be suspended, but that's a situation.
3 games. 3 games.
As a punishment, just to
3.
make him even stronger, and that's what we will try.
Okay. So I gotta say, solid interview, solid post-match interview there by Jurgen Klopp. Credit to Klopp, man. I think Klopp analyzed the game exactly the way I analyzed the game, my same thoughts and everything, and he didn't make a single excuse. He didn't make any excuses for the draw. He said everything was there, you know what I mean? It was a rough middle of the week. It seems like there was a witch in the building, but I think, he said they went out there. He gave his team praises, and he didn't make any excuses. He didn't say the opportunities were there. We didn't take our chances or whatnot. He didn't make any excuses. He actually gave Crystal Palace a lot of praises, man. So kudos to Klopp for that interview and for him not making any excuses, saying like the pitch is dry and all that kind of nonsense, because that's nonsense to me. You know what I mean? The pitch could have been dry this weekend because of the heat over there in England, and you know the fact that the water would dry up very very fast. But last week, no. The pitch wasn't that dry. It wasn't that dry. But yeah. Let me see what you guys are actually saying in the stream right about now. Let me just look through the comments, see what you guys are saying before I run up out of here, because I have to actually go out, and later I'll put out a couple clips and whatnot. But let me see what you guys are actually saying here in terms of the comments. Guys, make sure, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button on the live stream. And what we got here? Pachara is saying, Dom, do you think Chelsea will be better if they have Aubameyang and Frankie de Jong? I think Frankie de Jong would make them a lot better. But for Aubameyang, the fact that he was in the Premier League previously, and for Arsenal, he actually had a poor ending to his Arsenal career. I don't know. I really don't know if he would actually hit the ground running like his earlier times as an Arsenal player. But it's just weird that he went to Barcelona and he's not going to be a Barcelona player for very long. Well, half a season, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They're making a fool out of you right now, Aubameyang. But I think he would relish the opportunity to go to Chelsea for yet another big fat payday. Okay? But look, Chelsea, I don't think they need a Frankie de Jong, but they do need a striker. They do need a striker. And with losing the Lukaku thing didn't work out, the Werner thing didn't work out. Aubameyang could be a situation where that doesn't work out as well. And I think Chelsea should ramp up their search for a quality striker. But who's that striker going to be? You see what I'm saying? You look around the world, there's not really many names that you're gonna just look at and be like, okay, hey, yes, definitely him. I think Chelsea should have tried to sign Robert Lewandowski, but I think Robert Lewandowski had his eyes on Barcelona. You know what I mean? So I really don't know who they're gonna bring in, seriously. But Aubameyang might be an option, definitely. So let me see what you guys are saying. CGM, Liverpool likes making things difficult for themselves. Olivier Boisen is saying that Liverpool midfield looks incredibly jaded and Klopp still refuses to sign another midfielder. It baffles me. So the question I'm going to have for you guys, does Liverpool need to sign another midfielder, like a quality, creative midfielder? Because we've seen Liverpool being linked to Mateus Nunes. And is he the player that could solve Liverpool's creative problems? Because you need a midfielder that's capable of scoring goals. You look at Manchester City, right? You look at Kevin De Bruyne scoring goals. You look at Ilkay Gundogan scoring goals. You look at Rodri, who picked up about 8 goals or so last season. Bernardo, who plays in the midfield these days, does score goals. And that is where City's strength comes from, the ability to score all around the field. But for Liverpool, their midfield do not have enough goals in them. Naby Keita was brought in as a player that could give you that. He never really fulfilled his potential. Jordan Henderson doesn't score a lot of goals. Fabinho does score a rare goal as well. Harvey Elliott has not proven himself to be a prolific goal scorer. Neither the Curtis Jones, nor Oxlade Chamberlain, nor Thiago Alcantara. So definitely Liverpool does need that midfielder who could bag over 10 assists for the season. I don't think Liverpool does have a midfielder that picks up 10 assists for the season. The creativity comes in from the wings. But if you could have that creativity from the wings and from the side, from the middle as well, from the side and from the middle, you could be a force to be reckoned with. It has been working with Trent and the guys like Tsimikas and Robertson coming in, putting the balls into the middle. But how much more effective could Liverpool be if they have that Kevin De Bruyne-esque type player? Just think about it. That Martin Odegaard type player. You see what I'm saying? In the midfield. That James Maddison type player in the midfield. I could go on and on and on. They need that creative force. And I think, look, it's the 15th. The month is halfway through. There's still, 16 days left to go in the transfer window. It's not too late. I don't know if Fabio Cavallo is going to be that player to provide that the attacking spark, that creative spark in the midfield for Liverpool, but it's left to be seen. But let me know your thoughts on that, guys. So what else we have here? Lego Dude is saying, big up to you, Lego Dude. Thanks for coming back again. This was a good performance today from Palace to take a point from Liverpool at Anfield. Indeed. Sebastian, City Spurs might be top 2 this season. Sebastian, I'm surprised you're actually saying that though. Seriously. I'm really, really surprised. So Angel, I touched on this already. Klopp making those decisions. Big up to Ron in the house. I don't know if you're still here. Wade Nelson, that's how football is disappointing with the result, but it's a long season ahead indeed. Big up to the obvious girl. Thanks for staying a member of the channel as well. And he's saying Rico S is saying, I don't know, Nunez header was on target. And what else we got here, man? Alan Martin, we played well considering the send-off. I'm disappointed. More to come. Big up to the awesome BLE who's saying the Serie A over Premier League. Nah, not at all. Doesn't even come close. And yeah, we haven't had much comments since the end of the game. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in to yet another one. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't yet done so. And smash the subscribe button if you're yet to subscribe. I will be back next week for another match along for the big game between Liverpool and Manchester United. Right about now, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know, man. I honestly don't know if Liverpool are gonna beat United, though. I don't know. Let's see. But guys, from your boy Dom, thanks again. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.